everyone to Week 5. This week's matchup is going to be between the Nixa Eagles and the Joplin Eagles. Battle of the Birds. I'm Ryan Swanson, alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. Aiden, how we doing?
Doing good. Room for a good one.
Welcome in everyone to Week 5. This week's matchup is going to be between the Nixa Eagles and the Joplin Eagles. Battle of the Birds. I'm Ryan Swanson, alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. Aiden, how we doing?
Doing good. Room for a good one. The Joplin Eagles just had their first loss of the season last week to the Webb City Cardinals, 38-21. And I think the Nixa Eagles kind of dodged a bullet not playing that Webb City Cardinals team late in the season. They played them Week 1. I think they caught them off guard, but I think the Cardinals are heating up now, and I think they're a scary team in the COC. And the Nixa Eagles, 4-0, back-to-back years. They're looking really, really good right now, and they're a team you definitely do not want to mess with.
No, they're not. We're going to go ahead and just talk about both teams, of how they've been playing throughout the season. I first want to go over with Joplin, a little bit of interesting, especially with this conference being the way it is, with the 60% passing in their last game. Definitely interesting to see a team that airs the ball a little bit more. Most of the teams in this conference are very run-heavy. Be very interesting because that Nixa secondary has not had a lot to do this year. It's been a lot of run-heavy defense the whole year.
Yeah, I was talking this about with lots of football players. I was talking with Parker Mann, Brady Retone earlier. I was talking about how this is pretty much the first test in the air this Eagles defense has had all season, I'd say. I mean, Neo Show kind of played that spread offense just a little bit, but they were more of a run-heavy team. Their ratio leaned more towards the run than the Joplin Eagles do. 60% pass. I think we're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And they had one fumble and one interception last week against the Webb City Cardinals. Something to note for the Eagles, they haven't had a turnover all year yet. They fumbled the ball a couple times, but they've retrieved it, so they haven't lost anything yet. So no turnovers through 4 games. I think that's really impressive for this Nixa Eagles team.
Yeah, it is. It'll also be interesting because this Joplin team is allowing 11 yards per completion right now in the defense. This is a prime game to get the air attack opened up quick. Every game this season, they've slowly worked it in. It's been a lot of run-heavy start. They've slowly worked it in. I feel like if you're the Eagles, first play of the game, you need a big shot downfield. Try and get the pass game opened up early. You got to catch Joplin off guard. Because every team that the Eagles are going to go against is expecting run to start the game with Dylan Rivera and Malachi Ryder playing so well. I think you had a play-action shot. You have a really good chance of really being able to open the playbook throughout the game if it's able to connect.
Yeah, I definitely think we talked about this throughout the whole year is the Nixa Eagles run room. The running back room is just so good. Malachi Ryder, the 17th running back in the state. Dylan Rivera, not far behind him. He's at 20th, and he didn't even play Week 1. So this running back room is so lethal throughout the year, and I think we've seen that through 4 games. Of course, I'd say about 90% of our touchdowns come from the run. They were a 61% run team last week. The Nixa Eagles were against see that pass game a little bit more, and they're just experimenting a little bit more about what Drew and Nate can do in the pocket. And I think that's what we're going to see a little bit more out through the season. We might not experiment as much in this game because this is going to be a game that's probably going to be down to the wire, like late in the 4th quarter. I'd say until the team pulls away, and I think that the Eagles are going to continue using that run game, but I definitely think they're going to put that pass game to use at some point.
And yeah, it'll be a real big test for this O-line, seeing how they're going to handle a pass game. If you're Joplin, you got to get pressure on if it's Drew or if it's Nate. You got to get pressure in the backfield. Try and disrupt that pass game a bit because they're going to have to use both the run game and the pass game if the Eagles want to win this game. For both teams, you're going to have to effectively run the ball and throw the ball this game. I don't think the Eagles will be able to just rely on their run game. They're going to have to be able to throw the ball down the field. It'll be very interesting. This is also the first time we'll be able to see the pass game, really see what it's really about because we haven't seen that much this season. Had a couple of good plays last week against Branson. There was, I think, Nate threw it to Rivera, and I know Drew threw it to Michelle. I think I may be a little wrong on that, but they both had touchdown passes. So they looked good, but this will be the first time they actually will have the whole game to be able to get the pass game going.
Yeah, 100%. These teams are definitely going to battle in the air and on the ground, but I definitely think that since Quinn Renfro for the Joplin Eagles is out pretty much for the season with a broken vertebrae, it's going to be really, really hard for this Joplin Eagles team to get something going on the ground. So they're going to have to rely on that pass throughout the whole game. Even though the Eagles, we haven't really seen them use that pass defense that much because not many teams passing right now. They allowed 5.1 yards per completion last week against Branson, 3.3 yards per carry on the ground. So this Eagles defense is really, really tough. They're averaging to give up a little less than 2 touchdowns per game. So it's going to be really hard for this Joplin Eagles team to get on top of this Nixa Eagles team early in the game.
Yeah, and I think that this game's going to be won in the trenches, the D-line specifically. Whichever team's D-line is able to get pressure in the backfield, disrupt the run of it, that's who's going to win this game. This game is going to be won on the defensive side of the ball. And if the front four can get in and create some pressure on both for either team, they're going to be the team coming out on top in this game.
Yeah, and if you look at the Nixa Eagles roster, you see some size with Jackson Cantwell, but if you look at that Joplin Eagles roster, there is so much size throughout the whole field. They have like a 6'3" wide receiver, so much going on throughout that whole field on defense and offense. So I think size is definitely a factor this Joplin Eagles has. The Nixa Eagles might be lacking just a little bit in their depth chart. It's just they have so much height and just such great builds in all their players. I think it's going to be really tough for the Nixa Eagles to find out a stop for throughout the game.
And you have to wonder, with Joplin being a very pass-heavy team last week, do they switch that 3-man front that we heard a little bit about last week that they've been running in practice? Will they switch that and put Parker Mann and Jay Antonelli in at linebackers? That's something a question mark that we'll have before the game. So that could be something that can happen. But right now, it's all just question marks, but this should be a really good game.
Yeah, Hobbs Gooch for the Joplin Eagles. He's going to have to put on a show against this Nixa Eagles defense. It's going to be really interesting to see how he does. He looked pretty comfortable last year in the game, and I think that he's going to have a little bit of vengeance on his mind after they lost last year. Mm-hmm. And last year, if you look back at it, Nixa got on top really, really early into the game. I think it was 14-0, 21-0, something like that. And then Joplin Eagles clawed their way back into the game. They came back, they got close, but then the Nixa Eagles ended up pulling away at the end. The final score for that game was 49-35. But I think that this Joplin Eagles team has a lot of fight in them. They could be down 40-0 or something like that, and they would still find a way to get back in the game. So the Joplin Eagles have a lot of fight, especially under the head coaches they've had throughout the past 7 years. So it's going to be a really good game.
Yes, it will be, and it's going to be a really fun one to call us to it being commentators. But we're just going to roll right in, COC picks. Let's take a look around the conference. We're going to make our picks for the year. Aiden, why don't you start us off?
First game we're looking at is Branson at Carl Junction. Branson just took a big loss to the Nixa Eagles last week, and they're looking for redemption, and who better to go get redemption against Carl Junction? I mean, Carl Junction is a good team, a talented team, and I think Branson tops them off 28-21.
On the other hand, I'm going to say Carl Junction's going to win this 28-14. I say that because this Branson Pirates offense has not been able to do much this season. They're only averaging 13 points a game. Even though the Carl Junction defense is not the greatest in the conference, this offense just has not been able to produce that many points. So I got Carl Junction winning this one.
Next, we're going to look at Carthage at Neosho. Neosho took an early lead against the Republic Tigers, 7-0, and then after that, it was just all Tigers. And I think it's going to stay that way. The Tigers team beating the Wildcats. Carthage, I think they can win 42-7.
I think that the game might not be that much of a blowout. I still think it's going to be very heavily towards Carthage. It's going to be a one-sided game. I don't think it's going to be that big of a blowout. I got the Carthage Tigers winning 35-14.
Yeah, I just think that the Carthage Tigers have found their groove. I think that win last week finally got something going, and they looked really good against Nixa. It's just that Nixa was just the better team, and I think that the Carthage team is starting to heat up. The next game we'll look at is Willard at Republic, and this one should be a thriller. Willard, big win versus Ozark last week, and I think the Willard Tigers are one of the best teams I've seen out of them throughout probably since I've been in elementary school. I didn't really pay attention that much, but I think that this Willard Tigers team is one of the most talented we've seen in a while, especially the man in the pocket for them. He is just so good, but I just think Republic is too good for Willard. I think Republic takes it 31-28.
See, I got the game being a little bit high scoring than that, and I also think that while Willard might keep it close for a little bit, I think Republic eventually just runs away with it. I think Republic's a really good team, and that Willard team I don't think is ready to handle Republic. I think Republic's just the better team at the end of the day. I got Republic winning 35-21.
Next game is Ozark at Webb City. Ozark has been struggling since their head coach changed. Look kind of similar to the teams we've seen for the past few years, and Ozark fans, like I mentioned last week, are not happy about it. They are not happy with how things are looking, and another tough game on the road for them. I think Webb takes it easily 45-14.
And I got Webb winning 42-14. This Ozark Tigers defense is right now allowing 34 a game. They're not playing well. They're putting up only 20. Definitely not what Ozark fans had in mind when they brought the new head coach in. But right now they are just struggling and going into Webb City. I don't think there's really any chance that Ozark can pull a win out of this, and it's not going to be close.
Final game of the COC, the one you guys are here for, Nixa at Joplin. They'll travel on the road, Nixa will. It'll be a really tough game for them, but like we mentioned throughout the year, Nixa fans do travel very well, and I think Nixa has just more than Joplin has to offer. I think Nixa takes this game 35-31.
I think it might be a little bit less scoring than that. I think the defenses are going to shine a little bit more in this game. And, both of these defenses are allowing under 20 points a game. So both two really solid defenses, but I got this game ending in favor of the Nixa Eagles 28-21.
17-3 is my record on the year. Ryan is 16-4 on the year. We'll update you guys next week on the records, and hopefully we'll head back into the film room next week. But with that being said, it's about game time. Kickoff's about to happen. We're in for a good one. See you guys in the booth.
Welcome in, everyone, to beautiful Junn Field here in Joplin, Missouri, where it's time for number 4, number 10 in Class 6, the Battle of the Birds, to duke it out here west in Joplin, Missouri. It's the Nixa Eagles versus the Joplin Eagles. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Ryan Swanson, alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. Hey, Hop, how we doing tonight?
Doing good. We're in for a good game, and the game just got a little more interesting because, as we have learned just about 15 minutes ago, that star running back for the Joplin Eagles, Quinn Renfro, is in fact playing this week. There was a little bit of miscommunication throughout the COC that we heard that he had broken a vertebrae, but he has actually just strained something in his arm that they counted as a vertebrae. Coach talked to you about the diagnosis, head coach of the Joplin Eagles, and so that makes this game way more interesting. Coming into this, we expected a pass-heavy offense, and now I think we're going to see more of a 50-50 from the Joplin Eagles because they can do everything when Quinn Renfro's on the field, so it's going to be very interesting to see what they can do.
Yes, it will, and in some more specifics regarding the injury of Quentin Renfro, it was actually, as I was talking to Coach Jasper earlier, an injured wing bone, which is a part of the vertebrae that, as Coach Jasper said, pops out like a wing. So that was what was actually injured. It was not a broken vertebrae, as we were told earlier in the week. And because of that, Quinn Renfro is in the lineup, and you can see him right now in the captain's meeting for the coin toss. And like you said, Aiden, that makes this game a whole lot more interesting. Definitely something that the Eagles defense is going to have to adjust to. I didn't know if they knew he was playing, so that would be very interesting to see. And you wonder if possibly the Eagles didn't know that he was playing. That favors Joplin because now the Eagles have to maybe change up what they might have been doing on defense because they got their star player and the senior running back on the field now.
Yeah, South Dakota State commit Quinn Renfro. He can do monstrous things on this field, and I think we're going to see that a little bit. He is going to have limited snaps from what we've heard. That probably makes most sense coming back from an injury, just like Dylan Rivera when he came back from his ankle injury. He had split snaps, but this game is definitely going to get a little more interesting. They might have been ready for it just in case, because their backup running back is not as good as Quinn Renfro, but he can sure do things on the ground as well. So this Joplin offense has just gotten propelled over what it has been the past few weeks, and he hasn't played since week 1. So this is going to be his first week back. He might be a little rusty at the start, and like I said, limited snaps, but to be interested how he does on the field tonight.
Yes, it will. Another big thing for this Eagles team, the Nixa Eagles team, is that our normal kicker, Braden Kemke, is out with an injury. Not really sure what the injury is, but they're going to turn to the former Nixa soccer player, Jordan Cribbs. He's going to be acting as the kicker tonight. You might see him on the field, and you'll see him on the field soon. I don't know what number he is wearing. That I did not get from anyone, but we will see him on the field tonight.
Not sure if we've updated the roster at all, but yes, Jordan Cribbs will be kicking. He plays club soccer, really good leg, and I'm interested to see what he can do because Coach Perry was panicking. I mean, our kicking hasn't been the strongest it's been in a while, and we needed a good kicker, and it's kind of like we just picked up someone off the waiver wire, to be honest. We just said, Jordan Cribbs, come on, join the team. We need someone, and I think everyone on the Nixa sideline trusts Jordan Cribbs' leg to do something good here for the Eagles.
Giving flashbacks, former soccer player also and former Nixa kicker Caleb James. So we will see what's going to happen here as the Eagles line out deep as they're going to return here to start the game. As Joplin gets ready to line up, to send it off and get this game underway. And possibly the Class 6 District 5 championship game here in the works. Currently in the districts, 4-0 Nixa leads. Tied is 3-1 with Joplin and Kickapoo, followed by Ozark and Waynesville at 1-3. So this will be very interesting to see.
Yes, if the Joplin Eagles do pull off this game, this is big for the Class 6 District 5, and it's going to be an electric game. Student sections popped out, parents popped out. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, it will, as the kick is away. Returned by the 1 by Spencer Ward. He brings it up. 15, moves with his blockers up to the 21. Tackled at the 22. And this Nixa offense, led by their 2 quarterbacks, comes out to work. We'll see who comes out. Normally it's Nate Huber who starts out this game. We will see who starts it out tonight.
And we already saw some jawing between the Joplin Eagles and Nixa Eagles, some shoving after the whistle. And I think that sets the tone for this game pretty early. This game is going to be tough. No team is going to come out of this unscathed. They're going to have to fight to win this game.
And just like I said earlier, Nate Huber is going to be starting out this game for the Eagles. In the backfield with Rivera, outright is Wyatt Vincent. And on the left is Rylan Michelle, and freshman just added to the lineup, Adam McKnight. 2 out left, 4 on the line, and a very stacked secondary right now. It's a run up the middle to Rivera. Gets up to the 26, falls right in between the 26 and the 27. Sets up a second and medium for the Eagles.
Yeah, 5 yards on the first carry of the game. Sets the tone pretty high for this run game. And I think 5 yards per carry can do great things for this run game. So that's going to be the number one thing for this Joplin defense is to stop the run game early into the game.
And Dylan Rivera currently ranked number 7 in terms of Class 6 and running backs in the area. Play action, bubble screen out left. That's caught by Michelle. Does a spin move to try and get up the field. Gets up to the 30. Sets up 3rd and short. One thing I want to talk about here with this run game, number 4 and number 7 ranked running backs in the class belong to the Eagles. Number 4 being Malachi Ryder, and 7, as we just saw in the previous run play, belongs to Dylan Rivera.
Yeah, like I mentioned throughout the season, the spot of Ramon Green was a question mark for every single Nixa football fan, and I think it got replaced perfectly with Dylan Rivera and Malachi Ryder.
Yes, it has, as it is a 3rd and short. We'll see where they go with here. It's going to be... Was going to be a run up to the left side by Rivera, but flags on the play. Yep, that's what I thought was going to be. False start on the Eagles, and that makes this drive a little bit more complicated.
I don't know. Have we had a first drive that hasn't ended in a touchdown yet this season?
I don't know. I think we may have had one. I'm not too sure. That's something we'll have to look at, but they might have to rely on the arm of Nate Huber, who is 13 for 21 on the year. Not a team that has passed the ball much this season. We're going to see what they go with here. McKnight, Michelle, and Vincent all still on the field with Rivera in the backfield. They send more guys in the box right back up off the line. We'll see if they send an extra rush. Michelle in motion. Send a 4-man rush. Huber drops back, left side of the field. Caught by Rivera, but that one a little too close to the ground. It's going to fall on the ground. Ball's dead. So while it is complete, it sets up 4th down. Here comes the punt team.
I don't know if Jordan Cripps will be punting for the team. I guess
I'm assuming it's still going to be Wyatt.
It's still going to be Wyatt. But that's a big first stop for this Joplin Eagles defense. They needed to set the turn early, and I think they did that perfectly with a stop here.
In a game like this, both teams need to set the tone early, and that Joplin defense did the job. As Vincent takes it and sends it away down the field. One's going to bounce to the right side. Still going to roll forward. Gets a good roll. And he gets all the way up to the 30
on the dot
before they down it. Right on the dot.
Spencer Ward tried to give it a little push, but didn't work out. But it's going to be right on the 30. They're going to start the left hash here. And the Joplin Eagles defense, the Joplin Eagles offense with Quinn Renfro will take the field for the first time.
And out comes, as you said, Quentin Renfro. But this offense led by their senior 6'4", 195 quarterback in Hobbs Gooch. And what a dynamic player this man is. Can do it all in the field, throw in the pocket, run outside the pocket. He can do it all. And it'll be interesting to see how the Eagles play. Like we talked about in the pregame show, are they going to drop down to this 3-man set? Looks like, nope. Thought they were for a minute. Looked like it for a quick second. Stay with 4 on the line. 2 in the backfield for Joplin. Handoff. That's Renfro, left side of the field. And he's going to get decent gain all the way up to the 34 before walking out of bounds.
Yeah, blocking is a big thing that this Joplin Eagles team can do, and that's going to be the toughest part for these cornerbacks to get through because they like those outside runs. And Kevon Flynn at some point is going to have to get out of that block and make a tackle if they want to stop them from getting 4 yards every single carry.
2nd and 6 from the 34. Gooch takes the snap. Play action, drops back. Antonelli with pressure. He's going to get the ball off, and that one was almost picked. Number 7, Parker Mann, the Nixa live man, breaking up in coverage, and it sets up a 3rd down for the Eagles. And Jane Antonelli almost got there. Then not as explosive as he was last year, but he's still able to get in the backfield, trying to get a really big sack early in this game.
That could have been dangerous. Just a little bit more on that ball, and the wide receiver can catch that. But Parker Mann did a great job getting his hand there and swatting it away. It's not about getting the interceptions. It's about breaking out the pass. It's the number one thing. I mean, if you get the interception, that's good too.
We'll see where Joplin goes here on 3rd and 6 from the 34. Motion to the right side. Gooch drops back. Looks quickly right field out of that motion, and it's caught. They're going to have to make a move here, and what an open field tackle right there from number 13, McCoy Sullivan, the junior.
McCoy Sullivan, his 2nd game back on the field after he suffered an injury late in summer. He was hyped up all through summer, then got injured. He did not disappoint last week, and so far he's not disappointing yet this week.
No, he is not. And 3 minutes into the game with 9 left, both teams have sent their punt team out. I mean, I don't think Joplin's going to try and fake punt this. I mean, they're on their own 37.
Remember last year they sent that offensive line in motion and got the Nixa defense to jump off, so they might do that again this year.
We'll see what happens. Low snap, but the punt is away. Back deep is Ryla Michelle, who's going to take it at the 26. Try and make a move. That lucky didn't get called a block in the back, but it doesn't matter as Ryla Michelle isn't able to get anywhere. Stopped at the 26, 27-ish, right in between the two. Nope, they're going to spot at the 27. And the Nixa offense able to get back on the field, and they're going to need to change something because that first drive was not a good one, going 3 and out.
Yeah, I think that Ryla Michelle might need to utilize that fair catch this week. Usually throughout the year, he's pretty much returned every punt he's got, but I think that this Joplin team is really, really fast, and that gunner is going to try to light him up. So I think fair catch might be his best friend this week, even though it might not seem the best for him, but I think that it might be better for this Eagles offense just to not take any chances of fumbling it or losing yardages on punt.
And both of these teams play each other. They're basically mirror identicals of each other in names and also in the way they play. These teams are both very good. They're ranked in the state for a reason. And like we said earlier, a battle for the district here as we have 4 receivers on the field now, 2 on each side. With Malachi Ryder in the backfield with Huber. Handoff Ryder up the middle, and he is stuffed. Not a sight that we usually get to see with Ryder averaging 10 yards a carry, but he only gets a yard on that one.
He ran into a brick wall. You saw his head snap back right when he got hit. That's probably one of the hardest hits he's taken all year, and that probably woke him up if he was down in this Joplin Eagles defense.
And Malachi Ryder, that ain't no little guy. That ain't like a 140-pound dude. He is a big boy, and he just got stopped in his tracks. We'll see what happens here. Huber drops back. Quick pass out right. On the first read, he gets it to Michelle. Great open field tackle right there. That one made by number 34, Jarvis Coleman, the senior 5'9" defensive back.
Pass complete to number 8, Ryland Mitchell.
And it's going to be 3rd and 4 from the 33. Sorry about our marker right there for the downs. We'll be saying that throughout the game because I know it is not 4th and 33.
It's the scoreboard. Them and Branson have the exact same scoreboard, and when we plug our scoreboard into it, it gets 4th and 33 somehow. So
we'll update you guys throughout the game on the yardage. Still looking for the first down of the game. 3rd and 4. Huber with Ryder in the backfield. Quick pass, sorry, that bubble screen again. To Ward, and Ward gets past one guy, and it's a foot race down the sideline. Down the left side of the field, he reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Nixa.
Spencer Ward just got 60 yards after contact. That was ridiculous. Great job by Spencer Ward to take the hit, spin off, and I think they're going to have some tackling drills in the Joplin Eagles practice in their future.
Yes, they will, and that definitely ups the average on yards after contact. What a play there by Spencer Ward. And you know what? Sometimes those plays like that might look broken, may not get a couple of yards. Spencer Ward just does it himself, pushes one guy off, and all of a sudden it's a foot race. And like I've said a couple times this year, you are not beating Spencer Ward in a foot race. A track star runs the 100-meter dash. That kick is up and is good. 7-0 the score, 7:10 left to go here in the first. And the Nixa Eagles strike quick.
Jordan Cribbs with his first extra point. It looked amazing, straight through their uprights, and it kind of carried behind those little props for the band show. So he looks good so far. I'm interested to see how his kickoffs look.
The other for 50%.
7:10 left to go here in the first. If you're just joining us, welcome in for this Week 5 matchup, the Battle of the Birds. I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. As the Eagles, the Nixa Eagles, are about to line up and send this kick away. And that was a big, big score right there for Nixa. They needed that one.
Yes, they did. And Spencer Ward, if colleges aren't hearing about him yet, they need to, because he is a sleeper pick in the class of 2024. And so that just shows how much Spencer Ward has to offer on a football team.
Yes, he does. Kick is sent away. That's going to be received by right now number 8, Cordell Washington, as he makes a couple men miss. Tries to break to the right side, but is tackled at the 30-yard line.
He went backwards. I don't know if forward progress counts on kickoffs, but he got to about the 33, then turned back. So he lost about 3 yards on that return, just trying to get some extra yardage out of that. And it was kind of scary. He kind of came, a Nixa kickoff, man. He came right behind him. He could have punched that ball out because he had no idea it was behind him, but ball security was good from him.
Yes, it was. As the Joplin Eagles offense comes back onto the field after going 3 and out, and Nixa scoring on the next drive, they need to get something going here. As Gooch leads the troops out, fakes the motion right side, play action, left side of the field. What a drawn-up play. He's going to get the first and a little bit more. Caught by number 13, Jet Beal, the senior. And they're going to go hurry up here, as they're right at midfield, almost in Nixa Eagles territory at the 47, 1st and 10, Joplin. Trips out right. RPO style here, handoff to Renfro, as Renfro not able to get too much here. That tackle right there made by number 10, Broden Maid, the senior corner.
Yeah, that play that we just saw of the fake handoff and the play action, I was lost. I thought Quinn Renfro had the ball. They had me fooled. So that was a great drawn-out play by the Joplin Eagles.
Yes, it was. 2nd and 8. This ball spot at the 49. Trips out right once again. Gooch drops back. Pocket collapsing. Able to get away. Michael Henniger had his hands on him, but is still able to get out of the pocket all the way up to the 45 in the Nixa territory.
Yeah, once I mentioned about Joplin Eagles might need some tackling drills, and I think the Eagles might have some in the future as well. He had them wrapped up, but Hobbs Gooch, great job getting away and getting some extra yardage and turn nothing into something.
3rd and 2, 6:23 left to go. short game here. They play it safe, they run it, as this is two receivers, 2 tight ends, and a couple of running backs. Here's they try to stack the line.
They're going to blow this deck so this music started blaring from the PA announcer.
A little misinput up there from the PA announcer. 3rd and 2, not 2nd and 45. It's always those types of scoreboards, like I said earlier, that mess with our score bug. 3rd and 2 from the 45. Big 3rd down for both teams. Motion out right. Play. Nope, it's going to be. No. Oh, a jet sweep. A little trickery here. On the left side, tackle made. Pushed out of bounds to number 2, Randy Flint. A little bit of a reverse jet sweep to the left side of the field. Had me fooled up here in the booth. That's a 1st down for Joplin.
Both these teams always have tricks up their sleeves. And the Joplin Eagles are going to put the defensive coordinator, Rob Richardson, to work this week. And he's going to have lots of talks with the defense on the sidelines about what they might see throughout the game, what they've already seen.
Same formation here. We'll see if they see that same motion out. Motion out right side from number 2, Davin Thomas. Quick pass outside, caught by Renfro. Renfro trying to fall for the 1st down, and he gets it. And the Joplin Eagles are moving as they cruise into the red zone.
This Nixa Eagles red zone defense has been pretty good throughout the year. Let's see how they do against this Joplin Eagles offense. So many great plays from this Joplin Eagles offense, and I think that's going to be a common theme throughout the game.
Yes, it will. 1st and 10 from the 19. In the red zone. RPO, quick throw out, middle of the field. Missed tackle. Falls forward. Does he get it? They're going to call him short. Play made by number 44, Neil Barstow. And they are inches away from the end. Oh, looked like he was. They're going to spot him down at the 1.
The Joplin Eagles offense is pretty much just teasing this Eagles defense because they let Hobbs Gooch get. They let a hole open for someone to get to Hobbs Gooch, and once that guy blitzes to get to Hobbs Gooch, that leaves that receiver wide open. Something that's definitely talked about on the sideline.
Let's see what they run here. Gooch, handoff, middle, Renfro, and he falls forward. I saw the ball reach across. That's good. John Field lights up as it's about to be a tie game with a made extra point. Touchdown, Joplin. And the counter punch right there from Quinn Renfro.
The coaching, this is going to be a coaching battle for both teams. The plays are looking great, and I'm excited to see how this pans out throughout the game.
And here's the extra point attempt as he lines up. That's a high kick, but it's good.
McCoy Sullivan was close to blocking that one.
Made by number 92, Toby Ispin. Or Ipson, sorry. 5:12 left to go. The Joplin student section getting hype as they just tied this game up with Nixa. We got 5:12 left to play here in the 1st. And it will be interesting to see how this game plays out. Like you said earlier, this is going to be the battle of the minds between John Perry and Curtis Jasper. 2 great head coaches, some of the best in the area. And they also have 2 of the best teams in this area for good reason. Both of these teams can do it all on the field. As the Nixa Eagles get ready to return this one and go back on offense.
And also, these 2 teams, I'd say, have a 90% chance of meeting again after this game. So this is going to be a game about learning each other's team, how they play, and it's going to come into handy later in the year, and especially if Nixa can get home field advantage if they win today, and also just win out the rest of the season. Hopefully.
We were talking earlier with Lee Summit North now leaving our district. It only comes down to 5 teams, us, Joplin, Kickapoo, Ozark, and Waynesville. So this could very easily be the district championship in a couple of weeks. As here comes the kick as Ibsen sends it away. Ward takes it. It's muffed at the 6, but he's able to pick it back up quickly. Up the middle, past the 20, and up to the 24 before he's taken down. And here come the 11 Eagles on offense.
That was scary. Great job from picking it off the bounce. He kind of got lucky. It bounced right up to him, but usually those kind of roll away from him, and he got really lucky. He got it picked back up and got some yards out of it.
Especially on those type of kickoffs, you aren't looking up, so you don't know how close the guys are to you. You see some guys dive on hoping they don't get hit, and some guys, when they pick it up, they get absolutely steamrolled. So a very scary thing that happened here as we see the set that we started the game with. 2 out left, 1 on the right. Vincent, Michelle, and McKnight with Roberta in the backfield and Huber under center. And that's going to be a false start if I had to take a guess on that one, as that was, yep, false start. And that's one thing I talked about with John Perry. Pre-snap penalties are what he was trying to avoid, trying to get the team to fix. And right now, the 2 false start counts already with 5:05 left to go here in the first. They really need to find a way to get some discipline on the line.
Yeah, 100%. Penalties are going to be lethal in this game, so you want to avoid them at all costs.
And that offensive line down there made with left tackle, number 79, Jackson Cantwell, number 1 O-lineman in his class, Ethan Cho at left guard, Oakley White at center, Ethan Lyle at right tackle, and TJ Eckert at right tackle. Handoff, right side, that's Roberta. Roberta trying to find anywhere to go on first down. He's able to get 4. It's going to be first or second and 11. And for a run game that has so far got 896 yards combined between 2 running backs on the season, this is definitely not a sight that this Eagles team is used to.
Yeah, 100%. And Dylan Roberta, half-brother of Drew and Draven Van Gilder, Joplin alumni, Joplin football alumni, so everyone at Joplin knows who Dylan Roberta is. And so he probably has some enemies here.
Yes, he does. His motion from number 87, Lane Meltebarger, the tight end. Handoff to Roberta again on second and 11. He has some space. Falls forward, and he moves the chains.
You can see number 36 for the Joplin Eagles, Garen Berry, showing his distress with the Joplin defense, yelling at his teammates saying, we can't let that happen. We cannot let him get that big of holes and turn a 2nd and 10 into a first down.
And you cannot let him get warmed up, because he can surely make the defense pay if they give him space to run up the middle. Not a lot of outside runs from this team. A lot of times we saw that with Ramon Green mixed with the inside. But this team so far just likes to pound it up the middle. Handoff. Roberta once again. This time an outside run. It's almost like Perry was listening to me. But that one goes nowhere. Stopped at the line. And I think I've said that more times in this quarter than I have all season with these two in Roberta and Ryder.
Yeah, this Joplin Eagles defense is on top of the run game. There's still some stuff to fix, as, like I said, Dylan Roberta just got 10 yards on a run. But they're doing way better than most defenses have this year.
Yes, they are. And as we have 3:19 left to go here in beautiful Junn Field. And I really do like the stadium, by the way.
Yeah.
Trips out right. We'll see what they do with it on 2nd and 10. Handoff, Roberta, left side. And he's going to make a man miss, run over another, get a first, get 13 on the play up to the 49.
Yeah, Dylan Roberta, he has been hyped up through Nixa High School since he's been a freshman. He was absolutely crazy at junior high. He just sent a memory from Snapchat a couple days ago of his stats from junior high. He was averaging like 22 yards a carry in junior high.
That's a stat right there. 1st and 10. This one's from Joplin's 48, or no, Nix's 48. Handoff Roberta as he's going to fall forward. And he's going to get into Joplin territory up at the 49.
Yeah, I think one thing this Nixa Eagles defense is going to try to do, they're not going to try to rush like the Joplin Eagles are. They're going to let the clock wind down, because the more time it takes you to score, the less time it gives them to score. And so I think that's probably going to be the theme for the Nixa Eagles offense. And they might throw him off later in the game, trying to hurry him up, just try to break down the defense. I think right now they're just going to keep it slow.
And it's only in 2nd and 7, so I'm saying here doesn't apply to this down specifically. But if they get into 2nd and short scenarios, I would love to see Coach Perry dial up a play-action bomb downfield. We haven't seen it much this year, but that would get the pass game opened up, and we really need to see that pass game open up. Handoff, middle Roberta, as he got leveled. Big hit. Trying to see who made the hit. I'm not too sure on that one.
Yeah, big hit, but he rolled out, got 2 yards just from getting the hit, so affected him pretty well. He seems to be fine.
That hit made by number, looked like 36. That's going to be Garin Berry, the senior. And he lowered the shoulder and lit up Dylan Roberta. He's not used to getting hit like that,
yeah,
especially in these first 4 games he's played.
Yeah, he'll definitely feel that one tomorrow.
Yes, he will. 3rd and 1. Big third down here. Roberta up the middle, has some space. And he's going to get into a scuffle up here as the O-line trying to push him upfield, but he's going to be stopped right around the 38. And this O-line has been doing such a good job all season. They have been playing so well, and one of the better O-lines in the area, and you can see that on display on some of these run plays. I mean, I've said it a couple times, but it's pretty easy to have a good O-line when you have five-star recruit, new five-star recruit out there on the field in Jackson Cantwell, who is only a sophomore. Yeah, Nixa's going to like having him for a while. 2-0 right. Huber in the backfield. Handoff for Burra up the middle. Has a hole on the right side of the field. Makes a man miss. Falls forward after running straight into a guy. And he's going to get up to the 27, it looks like.
He is so explosive outside that offensive line. I mean, yeah, we've given offensive line a lot of credit, but we have to give him credit too. He keeps finding the holes. He's explosive out of them, and this Joplin Eagles defense has to find a stop for him.
38 seconds left. We'll see what the Eagles try and do with this one. As Ribera picks up the air service, his first down. 30 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Handoff. Once again, Ribera has a hole up the middle and able to still fall forward. And that was a great play there by offensive lineman number 55, Ethan Cho. He just grabbed Ribera and just pushed him forward an extra 3 yards. And that's huge as that puts them right on the 15 inside the red zone. 15 seconds left. We'll see if they run another play before the quarter. I don't think they will, as the time starts to run out and the teams begin to walk to their sidelines. That's going to do it for the first 12 minutes of regulation here in quarter number 1. Battle of the Birds tied up 7-7. We're going to take a moment and step aside. This break brought to you by Air Services Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Now your HVAC is good to go.
Yeah, mine is not good to go. Can you fix this?
Air Services provides the highest quality work, guaranteed.
Yeah, I really thought I nailed it. Am I gonna end up paying extra for this?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
So you got any tips for an aspiring home repair pro?
You called Air Services. That was the right move for sure.
AC Diagnostic for only $73. Visit airservicesheatac.com.
I've got 3.
Welcome back from the break. Second quarter ready to get underway. First down for the Eagles inside the red zone at the 15. Trying to get the go-ahead score here in the second quarter. So we have 12 more minutes left to go in the half. Handoff for Burra. Able to bounce off one of his blockers and cut up middle of the field. He's going to dive forward to the 11. It's going to be 2nd and 6 coming up.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a screen pass like we saw earlier in the game. That got a lot of yards. That also broke away for Spencer Ward's touchdown. We might see another one here, Rylan Michelle, as we already seen one once this game.
I figured out what the scorebug's doing. When it says 4th and 11, 11's the yard line run. I just clicked for me.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier. I just didn't know if you always say the ball, what yard line the ball's on. So.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. So you know what yard the ball's going to be on with the screen, but call it the rest of it for you. Fake motion left side, handoff for Burra again, and he's going to walk in. No one around him, and the Eagles go ahead with a big run from Dylan Ribera. And that drive right there, he put the offense on his back, and he took him into the maroon turf.
So I believe we started at the 24-yard line, and that was all Dylan Ribera. So that's a 76-yard drive from him, and he is doing great things for this offense.
Yes, he is, as here comes Jordan Cribbs, the man picked off waiver wires in the terms of Aiden Hopkins. We'll see how he goes on this kick, as this kick is up, and that one's good. And I After watching him kick those two, I wonder how far he can kick a ball.
Yeah, I don't
Do
know.
you think he can touch 40?
I don't know. I just don't know how hard he's kicking on extra points. I don't know if
I don't know either. That's why it's up in the air. Got a couple questions to see. We might see that later if we need them.
I'm not sure if we've attempted a field goal all year. How cool would it be if we get to the point where we need a field goal last second and it's the man that's first game on the team and he drills it to get a game winner? What a story that would be.
That would be a story. It'd be because we haven't had a game winner since I don't remember after Carthage if we had a game winner.
I don't think so.
I think our last game winner was last year in overtime against Carthage. Or week 3, we traveled to Carthage and beat the Tigers, and that was one of the biggest games of the season last year. It was the last time we had a game winner. Last time we had a game-winning field goal, I could not tell you that one. That's a stat I don't have.
And also, I was looking at records between Nixa and Joplin, and there's no record of Nixa ever beating Joplin 2 times in a row. There's a pattern. It goes loss, loss, Nixa win, loss, loss, Nixa win, loss, loss, and then Nixa win. And then we're looking for another Nixa win in a row.
And when I was looking at him, I couldn't find the last time we beat Joplin in Joplin. It's been a while since we've won a game here at Jun Field. But right now, up 1 score as Cribbs sends it away.
It's a great kick.
And he got it all the way down to the 5. What a kick. Return taken up the middle of the field. Cuts left side. Still on his feet. But he gets leveled. Maybe have a little bit of chirping. Nope. I was expecting something to happen after that. Normally, after a hit like that, some teammates come in and a couple of words are exchanged.
That was a clean hit. The whistle had just been blown, so we had no time to react to it. Just a great hit.
Normally after hits like that, that's when if one teammate thinks it's an illegal hit and he comes up and starts talking and get a whole brawl on the field. Which I'm surprised there hasn't even been one yet. These are 2 teams who do not like each other.
3 straight offensive drives here for the Joplin Eagles and 3 straight drives Quinn Renfro's been on the field. So I don't know how much they're limiting his snaps, but
they might not limit him at all, especially in a game like this. They might just give him full control. Speaking of him, handoff up the middle, has a hole. Left side gets all the way up to the 36. Or 31, excuse me. Got a gain of 6.
I think this might be Joplin Eagles' drive. They said, you guys want to show off your run game? We'll show off ours, too. I think this is Quinn Renfro's time to shine.
And as you said earlier, this changes the complexion of the entire game. We were coming into this game thinking we might see the pass game a little bit more from both sides of the field. But now that Renfro's back, it has been run heavy. Drops back. Gooch. Quick screen pass, and that one goes nowhere. Trying to fight for it. But that tackle made by number 7, Parker Mann. And you ready for this stat right here? So in Class 6, out of the top 10 tackling leaders in the state of Class 6, Nixa has 3 of them. At number 8 is Parker Mann with 36, and at 1 and 2, tied for a leading spot on the team and tied for first in the state of Class 6 is Spencer Ward and senior Elijah Frazier. I know Elijah's been all over the place, but I did not know he was tied with Spencer, who has led the team in tackles. I knew he led it last year. Did he lead it the season before?
I have no idea.
I know he led it last year. Wonder what the Seagull season tackle record is. Quick pass from Gooch out to the right side. That one made to Aiden Sampson. It's going to be good enough for a first on a big 3rd down right there with 9:50 left. And the Joplin Eagles get a big first down and get the drive rolling.
And also, if you want to look at the scoreboard, like he mentioned, the second number on what's supposed to be like the second and 10, so the second number, like he mentioned, represents what yard line the ball's on, and the number on the left represents on how much they have to get to the first down. If you guys remember that, kind of complicated, but yeah.
Handoff up middle. Renfro has some space, makes a couple men miss. And you've already said it, Aiden, but after that, there will definitely be tackling drills on Monday morning, as he broke a bunch of them here on this play. Made a couple man miss, gets a first, and putting all of the doubts of how much he'll play with an injury to rest. Drops back, Gooch looking, pocket collapses, rolling out right. Henniger giving chase, deep pass downfield, no good. That pass way right, out of bounds. As I love taking the shot downfield, but it's going to leave the 2nd and 10.
Yeah, even if he did catch that or had the ball in his hands, I don't think he's going to hold on to it because he had Spencer Ward right behind him waiting for a big hit, so I don't think he would have caught that either way. So, yeah.
Great rollout play. I mean, those are plays that get you big points downfield, especially with an athletic quarterback such as the senior Hobbs Gooch. 2nd and 10. Handoff. Renfro uses his blocker as a shield, makes a man miss, tries to stiff arm Parker Mann into the dirt. Oh, no, that's Spencer Ward. Nope, I can't read numbers today. That's Randy Flint. But he gets him at the knees and is able to bring him down.
Marching the ball at the 44-yard line, brings up 3rd down, 35.
3rd and 5. Big play here for both sets of Eagles. Trips out right. Try to get him to jump.
Almost did.
We'll see if they maybe call timeout, if they're just audibling out of it. And they're going to audible. They've thrown a screen pass out of this already once. We'll see if they run it again. Takes the snap. Handoff. Renfro. Almost tackled in the backfield. Makes a man miss. And still has space up the left side. As that play looked blown up by number 6, Jaden Antonelli, but he's able to not only turn a broken play into something, but he's able to get a first down up to what looks like the 33.
He is so shifty, and he's got to be frustrating this Nixa Eagles defense because they're getting their hands on him. They're so close, but he just keeps getting out of it, and that's got to put some fire on this Nixa Eagles defense.
And there right there is number 13, McCoy Sullivan, only his 2nd game this year. Had his 1st game last week against Branson. As flag flies up, whistles blow, I'm assuming this is going to be a false start.
Yes, it will be the first penalty on the Joplin Eagles today. Not a great time for them to get it.
3rd false start of the game between both teams with 8:58 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. If you're just tuning in, it is the 2nd. Our scorebug's been acting up a little bit. And their scoreboard even says 1st quarter, so they haven't even updated it. That's why it says it. So for those who are at home, we are in the 2nd quarter, 8:58. The Joplin Eagles driving downfield, trying to tie it up. Motion right side. And Gooch is going to keep this right side of the field. Has some space. But what a tackle right there. Parker Mann assisted, and number 9, Spencer Ward, was able to bring him down for good.
Yeah, Hobbs Gooch has also battled injury this year. He was out, I think, 1 week. I forgot what the injury was, but it could probably definitely be re-aggravated. I don't know what it was, but they've had some injuries on their offense, and they've persevered and gotten some great wins throughout the season.
You can see on the field right now is you got 2 guys in wheelchairs, a couple guys in casts. This Joplin team's banging up as Gooch drops back, steps up in the pocket, throws, fight for the ball. That one's, it's picked. What are they going to call it?
I see a flag here.
Oh, and number 13, McCoy Sullivan drops his shoulders. He's not happy right now. Are they going to call PI on that? I'm assuming that's what the call is if he's mad. Ref's talking it over. Randy Flint making sure his voice is heard because right now I don't think anyone knows what the call is. And they're going to call it pass interference on number 13, McCoy Sullivan. We got a replay of that. I don't know if we had it right on the play. If we have to go wide shot, that's fine. But if we have a replay, I want to see that. As that's going to move. If it's pass interference, it's a 15-yard penalty. That's going to be automatic first for Joplin. Looks like we don't have one, but from my view, it did not look like pass interference.
Yeah, that was going to be a big turnover if there wasn't a penalty. Perry asking some questions to the line judge, but not going to get many answers when this hurry-up offense is happening.
Smart by Jasper. Go hurry up, especially after a play like that. Renfro goes nowhere. That ball's out. Recovered by number 48 for the Eagles as he's getting downfield. Is that right there is Elijah Frazier.
There was a flag down.
I didn't even see the ball come out. That just popped out.
There was a flag down on the 20. I thought it was an illegal block by Joplin. It looked like an illegal chop block. And there's also a flag on the Nixa sideline around the 34. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. If the penalties cancel out, I believe Nixa keeps the ball.
Stay Nixa ball. But, I mean, this would be huge as Joplin's not had a turnover yet this year. Might be their first one. And it'd be a costly one with a chance to go down 2 scores. Excuse me. Nixa has yet to have a turnover. Holding. Offense.
When it's offset, it'll be first down Nixa.
Offset. First down Nixa. I got my Eagles confused there for a minute. I don't know what this signal is. Where's Trey Hartwell when you need him? But get the turnover bucket. Elijah Frazier picks up a fumble. And the Eagles move into Joplin territory with a chance for a 2-score lead in the biggest game of the season.
John Perry seems a bit frustrated on that sideline, so I don't know what they're going to do. The Nixa offense is taking the field, but I don't know what Perry's frustrated about. He gets the ball back, and the ball is exactly where Eli Frazier.
And normally by now we'd see the second of the guys in the quarterback room, Drew Blevins, come out, but I mean, it's not broke with Nate Huber. He stays on the field. And right now, this is interesting. Number 87, Lane Meltebarger, the tight end, lined up wide. Haven't seen this often. I haven't used our tight ends really at all. After Gavin Kranz left, they've normally just been him and Clayton Pruitt have just been blockers, but lined out right. We've seen him do a couple seam routes last week against Branson. We'll see what they incorporate into the lineup here. This could just be a run play. As it's Ryder in the backfield. Handoff, left side, Ryder. Tries to spin out the way, but goes nowhere. Gets a yard. With that tackle right there. Looked to be made, looked to be 22. Yep, that's going to be number 22 on the play. Jonathan Williams, the senior linebacker, sitting at 215 and 6'1".
Spencer Ward is taking the field on offense. That's scary for any team.
Yes, it is. The dual threat player can do it on both sides of the ball. We'll see what they do here. 2nd and 9. Drop back. Quick screenplay over to Ward, and he drops it. Ball thrown at the knees, but Spencer could not hold on to it.
I think he felt the presence of the Joplin defender, number 36, Garen Berry. I think he just felt the presence and got a little scared, dropped the ball, because he was going to get lit up if he caught that. And that's probably better, because he probably would have lost 3 yards if he would have caught that. Instead, it's just another
3rd and 9. This is huge for the Joplin Eagles after a turnover. They need to stop here. Fakes the quick play right. Pump fakes deep downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Eagles.
Flag down.
Oh, no. The pump fake got him. Oh, and Ethan Cho is not having it. Oh, hey, Ethan Cho, holding. I was going to say, I get you're mad, but don't say too much. You don't want to get ejected. But would have been Nate Huber's 5th touchdown pass on the year, gets called back.
That would have been Kevon Flint's first receiving touchdown. He was wide open. Beautiful pass, beautiful route, and beautiful play call, but a holding call that might have been questionable. I didn't see it.
And he might be more mad than Huber was, because Kevon Flint has only had 1 reception so far this year. That was the best look he's had this year, and he is able to get the touchdown off a called back, and it is 3rd and 20. Or in other words, 3rd and a mile.
You were talking about testing Jordan Cribb's legs, so maybe if they're just trying to get to field goal territory, maybe Jordan Cribbs can hit a field goal.
They're going to air it out. Huber, as they brought in the blitz, and almost has a chance to be picked off. It's not. Some of the guys thought it was a fumble. That was tipped at the line as number 11, Jacoby Taylor, almost picked it off, almost fell right into his hands, but I don't think. Listen, if Cribbs can hit it from this far out, good for him, but I have serious doubts of him hitting it from this far.
I think we're going to do a punt team here. This is what I call no man's land. Like, you feel so close, you don't want to punt it, but you're so far, you don't want to go for it. So I think we're probably just going to look for a short punt here. He might aim out of bounds.
That's what I do. Get out of bounds. As long as you're inside the 20 or the 15, you'll be good. Put him in good position, 7 and 20. Remember, Joplin gets the ball at the start of the second half. Trying to go for a block. Here's Wyatt's able to get it off. This one at the 5 doesn't get the bounce they want. Up to the 25 they go. 7:13 left to go here in the half, but this is huge for Joplin because like I was just saying, you get the ball to start the second half, so if you can waste a lot of clock and go down and score, you could go in tied with the ball at the start of the next half, and that is huge, especially after the turnover. You need to get the momentum back.
Yeah, I definitely think that play to Kevon Flint will definitely be circled in this game if it gets closer and Joplin takes the win, because that game, I mean, that play was huge, and that could have put Nixa up 2 scores late in the second quarter. Now. First,
they changed it.
Yes, it would, and Joplin sideline and all of Judd Stadium probably breathing a sigh of relief after that, as that was a beautifully drawn up play, and the pump fake from Huber. I've seen him do that a lot of times, especially back in his time with JV, and it still works here at the varsity level. Handoff, this one left side to number 21, trying to go through it. He just gets slammed. Number 21, Torrin Jones, the junior, sitting at 5'7", called Friday Night SmackDown because he got nowhere, and 2 Eagles slammed him into the ground hard.
Yeah, Kevon Flint and Anthony Ramey picked him up and just slammed him to the ground.
2nd and 11, 6:45 left to go. here in the half. And this is huge. Gooch drops back, immediately rolls left. Left side of the field. That one's caught. Gets sandwiched as number 2.
No.
Davin Thomas, as Parker Mann tried to pick him up and throw him in the ground. He had his leg. But Davin Jones able to pick up the first down off the rollout play from Gooch. And it's a first down, Joplin.
Yeah, like I mentioned, Parker Mann, a former wrestler, definitely a guy you do not want to be grappling with on the field.
Trips out left. Try to get him the jump, but this Nixa D-line has been very disciplined all year. I don't know if they've had they probably have had a couple of defensive encroachment calls, but none to recent memory that I can think of. Handoff middle. And this one once again to number 21 here. That's going to be Torrin Jones. Like you were saying earlier, Aiden, I'm sorry. My names are so, I'm tired, dude. Sorry, man, but Aiden, you said you were talking about the snap count being limited for Quentin Renfro. He's now off the field. I'm trying to find him on the sideline. He's walking around. He looks fine, but definitely will be interesting. Trips out left. Gooch, RPO, rolls out left, pass downfield. What a throw. Completed to number 2, Davin Thomas, and right there, that was put in the perfect window.
Yeah, Parker Mann just out of reach on that one. You saw him jump up and try to get it. Beautiful route by number 2, Davin Thomas. He's been the big player for this Joplin Eagles offense so far. And as you saw in the replay, inches away Parker Mann was. This Joplin Eagles defense, Joplin Eagles offense and pass game is starting to heat up.
And Parker's got some hops on him, so he can definitely get up there. What a throw there by Gooch. Handoff up the middle. Falling forward, almost gets the first. That's once again Jones on the carries.
Got a flag call. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on number 8, Cordell Washington, for the Joplin Eagles. He kind of gave McCoy Sullivan a push after the play. I don't know if you might be able to see it in the replay.
Oh, we might.
No, it's too zoomed out.
Yep, too zoomed in and didn't go all the way. But, I mean, you cannot be doing that. And that, especially in a game like this, there are times where you can trash talk times. You can get a little chirpy if you want to, but you can't do it right there. There are times for that, but you cannot do it there.
Ball being marked at the 49-yard line of Joplin. Second down.
Yep, replay second down just on the PA announcer. 2nd and 18. I'm all for trash talking and everything, but when you get physical, they're going to throw the flag every time. Play action. Gooch, pocket collapsing, trying to roll out, and he gets sacked. Number 76 finds him in the backfield. That's Jamie Trissler, the senior D lineman. And what a play right there for the Eagles as it sets up 3rd and 26.
I think we'll definitely see some safeties drop here because 3rd and 26 is definitely not going to be a run situation. They were just at about the Nixa Eagles 35-yard line, and now they're all the way back on their own 39.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that is Trissler's first sack on the year. I'm going to go ahead and check to make sure that that's accurate, but I'm pretty sure that would be his first sack on the year. Drop back Gooch, looking deep downfield, and it's caught over the middle, and is he short? No, he's good. He's at the 30. First down mark's at the 33.
We're at an angle.
You're good. Yeah, we're on a weird angle up here in the booth. That's Jet Beal who makes the play. And yes, that was Jamie Trissler's first sack, but it doesn't matter because the Joplin Eagles with a big play downfield to Beal, and the senior wide receiver making big plays with 4:14 left here in the second.
Yeah, if you're a defense, you do not want people completing on 3rd and 26.
No, you do not. Handoff right side. Renfro's back in the lineup. And number 10 for the Eagles, Broden May, make sure he does not go anywhere. Very few times you'll see Quinn Renfro run into a wall. But right there, number 10, Broden May, making things happen that we don't see offense. You'll see it here. Yeah, he got stopped. What a tackle right there by Broden Mabe. 2nd and 2, 3:37 left, and this is a big drive. Might be an extra blitz here as they called it, and that was number 48, Elijah Frazier, who looked like he was going to try and blitz. We'll see if they go with an extra attacker still. Elijah's creeping up, and they do. Renfro, though, runs outside, trucks 2 guys, and is in the end zone. Touchdown, Joplin. And I mean, what do you do when Quinn Renfro, as you're about to see here, runs over 2 separate guys?
Can't do anything. He's an absolute beast. South Dakota State commit. Crazy.
And normally in football, they tell you the lowest guy always wins, but when you're going against Quinn Renfro, I mean, your best move is just to get out the way because he runs over 2 guys. Lining up for the extra point here, as this would tie it with 3:19 left. We have to wonder if that's too much time for the Eagles to go downfield. A team that everyone knows can get down the field quick and in a hurry. Oh, and I love this. We're going to have to point something out as it's a false start, but they're doing, if anyone watched Sunday Night Football, Patriots-Dolphins, a special teams play was called in where a far guy would anticipate the snap count.
They're going for 2.
Going for 2, okay. Going for 2, but in trying to anticipate the snap count, send a guy already on a running start to go get the block. That's what they tried to do. And you know what? If anyone watches the Pat McAfee show, he said every team in the United States is going to be trying to implement that into their special teams. And you see it even at the high school level.
What's interesting about that is Jake Bailey played with the Patriots for about 7 years, so they knew exactly what he did on snaps. So they read it perfectly, and we're going to get a timeout here from the Eagles to try to talk this over on the 2-point conversion.
And if you saw the show when you were looking at the analyst, every time he goes and right before he hikes it, he has a weird little breath out and he drops his head. And that was very smart, but I love that other teams are able to try to use that.
And, yeah, I think that's awesome. Now we're going to send it down in the field for our silent reporter, Taylor Dortilia.
I'm Taylor Dortilia, down here for week 5 of Eagles football. I'm here at Jung Stadium. We're tied right now in the second quarter, 3 minutes left. The student section brought out tonight in their black. The fans are out here tonight always. Back up to you, Aiden and Ryan.
Thank you for that report, Taylor. As we are back, 3:19 left to go here in the second. And, I mean, you need this stop. If you're the Nixa Eagles and if you're the Joplin Eagles, you need this. This could be a play that you circle on the play sheet when this game's over. Just like the touchdown called back to Kevon Flint, going for 2 here, as that's what they were going with before the timeout. And they're not going to change it. As Renfro is also off the field, it is number 21, Torrin Jones. To take the lead, Joplin, motion right side. Gooch dropped back, and he might have been stopped. No good. Number 13, McCoy Sullivan. The junior comes up with the biggest play of the night.
He jumped off sides, and he said, guys, I'm sorry. I'll take care of it. I'll fix it.
And
broke up the pass. What a good job by him.
He caught it, but he was centimeters away from that ball crossing the plane, but able to keep him short. And if you're a Nixa fan, you are on your feet right now because you have a chance with 3:19 to go down and score. And if you score and put a field goal up, you're going to be up, let me try and do my math here, 8. And if you hit a 2-point conversion, you're going to be up 2 scores. And that is going to be huge for the Nixa Eagles. Battle of the Birds living up to the hype so far, 14-13. If you're just joining us, we have 3:19 left to go here in the first half. I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my partner, Aiden Hopkins.
If you couldn't tell what I was just doing, I'm very hyped up for this game. I've been ready since last night on the way home from the St. Louis Cardinals game, Nixa Live trip. I've been ready. We were on 8 hours on a bus yesterday, 4 more today, but it's worth it seeing this game.
Yeah, it is, as the kick is sent away by Ibsen as that one's caught. That was a short kick. Caught by number 87, Lane Meltebarger. 3:19 left to go, and with the team that's been historically known for being able to score quick, I got a question, and that is Coach Perry going to pull a little bit of trickery here on this? We saw a jet sweep with Spencer Ward that went for 80 against Carthage on the opening play. We've seen a flea flickers to Riley Michelle. They definitely got tricks in their bag. But will John Perry use any of them is the question. Nate Huber still in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. That's Ribera. Bounces to the outside. Has some space. And he gets up to the 31, or excuse me, 31. And won't get it first. That one looked like it was stopped at the line, but able to make something out of it.
Nixa has 2 timeouts left. I'm trying to figure out when they're going to use them.
When do we call our first timeout, Aiden?
Before the 2-point conversion.
That's right. That just happened. Yep. 2 out left. Huber drops back. Curl route caught. Vincent at the 39. Falls out of bounds at the 40. Clock stops. First down, Eagles.
All right, Vincent, Missouri State commit for baseball. He joined football last year for the first time. He's done great things. Been on varsity since his first snap. And he is really great. He might not have many receptions this year, but his blocking's awesome. He's been part of big plays for this Eagles offense. He's really a key piece of this team.
Key piece of this team and a key air services first down here. He fell out of bounds. I don't know why the clock's running. First and 10 from the 40. Handoff. Ribera. And he gets 2 on that play right there. Up to the 42. And we're right now within 2 minutes on the next play. The Eagles, I know you want to do the run game, but you got to move downfield. Because once again, I don't know Jordan Cribbs' range on his field goal attempts, so I don't know how close you have to get for him to have a chance to make the kick. So you got to treat it like it's score or nothing. Ball start. And that is going to hurt the Eagles right there. Something they've needed to avoid. Perry himself said avoid pre-snap penalties. And right there is one of the most costly ones for the Eagles on the night. 2nd and 8 now turns to 2nd and 13. So right there you see number 1, Kevon Flint, who had the touchdown pass from Huber that was called back on a very interesting play. A little controversial as we didn't see a hold. I know Ethan Cho definitely didn't say he didn't have a hold. Regardless, one of the bigger plays of the night. 1:36 left to go. The Eagles got to move. 2nd and 13. Huber drops back. Looks left. Overthrown. Was going for Vincent. And one thing that I will say you notice if you've watched Huber play is they're really just trying to simplify it as he only looks at one half the field when he's throwing the ball. When he makes his reads, it is 1, 2, tuck it. He is not trying to do much, and he always has a check down ready for him. So Jeff just definitely trying to simplify the game for him, as you can just see it evidently on the field. Incomplete pass leads to 1:28 left on the clock, but a 3rd and 13. Nate Huber looking over to John Perry for the call as John Perry and his Eagles looking to try and score as they need one here. Timeout called. Nixa, only 1 left. And this will be interesting to see. So we're going to go to a break. This break brought to you by All Services, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. We'll be back. Welcome back from the break. Big 3rd down here. There's only a 3-man rush here. Huber drops back, looks downfield, looking for Ward, but that one out of bounds, throwing a little right. Don't even know if he had enough juice to get all the way to Ward on the go route downfield. But nonetheless, 1:21. Joplin gets the ball back. And if you're the Joplin Eagles, this is huge. You get the ball. If you can get that field, even put up a field goal, you can go up into the half.
I think, hear me out, I think a run play probably would have been smart there. Even if it didn't get anywhere, you let the clock run out whatever, 25 seconds for the play clock. That's 25 seconds less they have on there.
And as the punt sent away here by Vincent, you would have forced them to waste a timeout if they wanted to stop the clock. As this one rolls to the 15. Nope, they're going to roll back up to the 17. Parker Mann stops it. The 16's where they're going to call it. But if you run the ball there, you put Joplin in a spot where they either have to say, all right, we're not going to waste a timeout and probably only have 40, 30 seconds left, or they call timeout and you only probably have about a minute 15 to get down the field. Minute 05, around a minute after the play ends.
Yeah,
on the punt.
Yeah, I don't think that they really had a great chance of converting on that third down, so I thought they should have played mentally and just went for a run play, let the clock run down, but I'm trusting John Perry on this one. Also, I think it was Wyatt Vincent's best putt of the year. That was beautiful.
That looked very good. He's had a couple of high ones, but that one went far down the field and looked good. Renfro's back on the field for the Eagles. We'll see what him and Gooch have cooking up here. Quarterback keeper up the middle as he's going to almost get through the defensive line, but tackled by two Eagles, one of them being number 50, Michael Henniger, and number 92, Peyton Koval, on the stop.
They have 3 timeouts left, not using one yet as the clock ticks away, running hurry up, just kind of trying to figure out when they're going to use them.
They're going to have trips out left, one out right, with Renfro in the backfield. Gooch drops back, looking over the middle, picked off! Number 9, Spencer Ward with his first pick of the season. He breaks to the 20, 15, 10 down the sideline, tries to cut back in and take it to the house. Pick 6, touchdown Eagles. And that is huge for this Eagles team. And that right there, I think, is the first interception for this Eagles team all year. Because I have not seen... I remember we had one interception that was called back against Branson. Oh, they're going to spot him down. Oh, no good on the touchdown. It looked in. Here. Oh, I got excited. It looked in. I thought I saw the signal up. Didn't you see the signal, Aiden?
Yeah, I definitely saw the signal.
Ryder in the backfield. They're probably just going to hand this one off to him. As Joplin crowding the line. Ryder puts it in. Touchdown Eagles. Malachi Ryder puts it in. His 8th touchdown on the year. And the Nixa Eagles with a big score here.
Yeah, Nixa defense is definitely the key factor of this game so far. I'm loving it. Eagles take 2-score lead, and that 2-point conversion is kind of coming back to bite Joplin in the butt right now.
Yes, it is. As Joplin will definitely have some to talk over in the locker room. Couple of plays they'll be circling, wondering what will happen at the end of this game, what we'll have to look back on, but they still got 2 quarters after this as Cribbs sends it up, and it is good. 21-13. Nixa leading in the Battle of the Birds, and arguably the matchup for Class 6 District 5. And for the Nixa Eagles, especially if you look ahead, especially of how we're playing against Joplin right now, this is the year to finally get past that district championship game. Lee Summit North leaving this district. I'm not too entirely sure where they went, but Class 6 District 5 is currently open. And with Lee Summit North leaving, for either of these teams, especially if you're Nixa, Joplin, or Kickapoo, it's your chance to try and punch your ticket this year into a state playoff spot. And especially if you're Nixa, after falling last year to Lee Summit North, you got to feel relieved. 26.7 left. I doubt that Joplin's going to go for anything here because they get the ball at the half. It's just going to be a knee or maybe one run play. Cribbs backs it up. Ready to send this one away. And what a huge interception for Spencer Ward. Second time we saw the turnover bucket tonight as Cribbs sends this one away. Deep downfield, caught at the 6. Up the field, up the middle, trying to cut back and goes nowhere. And he is stopped by a brick wall. Wearing number 48, Elijah Frazier, who we'll have to see who's leading the tackling at the end of this game. Him and Spencer duking it out for the first place spot. And look, that was beautiful play right there. Broke down perfectly, jumped around the block, and absolutely leveled him on the kick return.
Yeah, Elijah Frazier, kind of just a long snapper last year. That was his main job, and now he comes from the depths of the Nixa depth chart, and he has shown his talents throughout the year, and I love to see him do that.
And I've seen him play for ever since he started his career in high school football, and he has always been that type of guy. Great inside linebacker. Knee taken here by Gooch. Gooch takes the knee, and that's going to do it for the half.
And I don't know if you saw it, but Quinn Renfro, he is super mad right now. Hobbs Gooch is mad as well. They wanted to run a play on that play. Coach called the knee. They weren't liking it, but got to trust the coach. And as the teams go to the locker room, Nixa has an 8-point lead after a failed two-point conversion from the Joplin Eagles.
And that's going to do it up here in the booth for the first half. We're going to send it. I think we're going to send it down for a sideline report with Taylor Dortilia.
Yeah, if Perry, I don't know where Perry is. Oh, he's standing in the middle of the field. We're waiting. We have to wait for him. But overall, such a great half for both teams. But Joplin has to clean up the turnovers. And Nixa, after that first drive, I think that Nixa defense got way better. And that second touchdown on Joplin, just a mistake at the end of the play that got Quinn Renfro into the end zone. But Joplin's going to come out with a lot of stuff on their mind, and they're definitely not going to go away easily.
And it's time for the biggest part of any game in sports. It's time for the adjustments. Definitely Joplin needs some, but Nixa also with something to make as well. That's going to do it up here for the half. We're going to send it down to Taylor Dortilia for a sideline report with Coach Perry. We'll see you at the start of the second half.
Touchdown. How are you feeling right now?
Man, I feel pretty good after that. Obviously we made too many mistakes in the first half, like the drives we didn't score on. We stopped ourselves with illegal procedures, with holding calls, which is ridiculous. But that was a huge play to change the momentum right before half, so I'm grateful for that.
What's your message going to be in that locker room?
We got to play 2 more quarters as if the score is 0-0 and win the next 2 quarters and get out of here with a W.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Good luck. Now to our halftime.
Maggie Carrier, Lauren Cohn, Louisa Churchman, Sadie Ecker, Gabby Gooday, Kenna Haley, Cheney Hawkins, Grace Howard, Abigail McCleary, Lori Surratt, Ella Schwab, Kennedy Schwab, Maddie Spell, Taylor Sprague, Catherine Williams, and Skylar Winter. Head coaches Jacqueline Bradley and Jacqueline.
This is just something we just thought of one day, and we're like, let's get them hooked. So we were like, tug of war, got it. Throwing stuff off the roof, got it. And now with our students, through the rest of the Force and Motion unit and through our entire science curriculum, I know they're excited, and we're feeling the excitement because they're excited to learn.
What you were seeing was just cool how when they dropped this stuff, it was just cool how it fell and went fast. My most favorite thing that I watched was the watermelon because it was so satisfying and cool. I knew it would explode, but just watching things fall and things go up. I think I know how the crumbled up paper fall and the other paper floated. The flat paper had more air under it, and the air couldn't really escape. And on the crumbled up one, it was kind of round, so it could just go around it.
So as teachers, we decided we're going to play tug of war against each other, and we are going to put on a little show for them. We're going to do 3-on-3 and make sure it doesn't move at all. And then we did 4-on-2, and then it moved a little bit, and then 5-on-1, it completely moved to the other side pretty quickly. And so that had them hooked from the moment we started. And so when we came back into the classroom though, we were talking and reviewing and talking about their observations, talking about what they're wondering, and just their responses were just magical. So we knew we just needed something to really get them hooked. And doing that tug of war, and then today dropping the things off the roof. I mean, what kid doesn't want to watch things drop off the roof of their school? Of course, we had to let them play tug of war. They would not have let us live it down if we didn't let them.
Tug of war, we had to dig our feet in the ground to win. Whoever pulled harder got the flag closer to them.
And they were using the terms like, oh, they had a greater force, they had greater strength, they had more weight on their side. And I was just like, yes, like that is exactly what it is. The higher the force, the more power they're going to have with whatever it is. So it was just wonderful.
I love performing, and even though I conduct, I feel like a part of the performance. That's why I love choir and theater too, but band really just, you have those big chords coming at you while I'm conducting. I love it so much. It's like an amazing feeling. Yeah, I basically live at the high school. Got to be here at 6:30, and then we have late night rehearsals till like 9. So it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it.
The theme is Behind Their Eyes, which our themes, marching band has gotten to be a very abstract art, and I get that. The goal really is just to make the audience enjoy some music and entertain them with the visual content that we provide, both the visual stuff that the students are doing, but then also the visual package of our props and all that kind of stuff, the color guard. But the behind the eyes, we still like to give the students a meaning for it. And so what we are trying to teach students is that we all are in relationships where we know each other's name and we know what grade we're in and what instrument they play or what hobbies or stuff like that. But there's probably a lot more to a person than just that surface content. Behind their eyes is intended for me as a person to look towards who the person actually is. Then also for all of us to allow people to learn more about us.
I was in Germany, and then I decided to do my exchange year, and my family picked me, my host family, and that's how I ended up here. I'm a senior. My English teacher influenced me because he studied in America, so I was like, yeah, I want to do that too. And of course seeing all the movies with like the typical high school stuff, marching band, prom and everything, so that's like also a big factor. I played at clarinet. So I'm adjusting. School's pretty stressful here compared to Germany, but it's getting better. I think it's not the music because the music is pretty simple, so you can memorize it easily. I think it's the marching, to memorize that steps and where you have to go on the field. Some notes are played differently, like with the fingers, they have like different positions. So that's something I have to get used to and sometimes also do wrong because I'm like used to playing 5 years of clarinet in Germany and now coming here and have to change it all of a sudden. So I have 3 younger sisters, I'm the oldest, and we live in a small rural village in Bavaria, so like in the south of Germany.
This year's going really well. We're moving ahead about as quick as we always do, or even a little bit faster. It's going really well. Progress is going really fast. I'm on drumline. I play tenor, which is all the drums, basically. On drumline, there's about 15 of us, give or take. So everybody kind of listens back to us for tempo, which is interesting, but if we mess up, that provides a problem for the rest of the band, so we gotta be on top of everything. Yeah, it's a little bit of pressure, especially seeing the last several years and how good we've been doing. To keep up going and even get better every year is kind of the goal, and I think we've been doing that really well.
Nixa fuels so many music majors because so many of these students are finding their spark through our directors and all these activities that we get to do that other schools are not as privileged to be able to do.
As educators, we know that movement is good for kids, but it's so much more than just getting the wiggles out. That movement piece truly, truly helps with their brain development. We were reading a study that shows, I think it's when they were having to learn a new concept, I think 36% of kids who did not have any movement while they were learning were able to recall what they were supposed to recall. Whereas when they incorporated movement into their learning, it went to 76% of kids. And so it really just helps solidify those concepts and vocabulary and different things like that.
We were being picked, the little penguin. He was scared of the water too. Because he thought there was sea monsters in there that could eat him up. His mom jumped in because she said that he was in there too long, but then she couldn't find him. So then she just went up and then he was on her belly. But I don't know how she got on her belly.
So we picked Pip the penguin just because it's a fun and engaging story, but it's about a little penguin who is different than the rest of the penguins. He's really small and he is really nervous to swim, even though that's what all penguins do. And so he feels left out and he feels different, which is something that a lot of our kids experience, and it's easy to relate to. And then he goes on and gets some encouragement from his family and his friends and goes ahead and learns how to swim, and by the end of it is the best little swimmer penguin out there.
I'm going to sound like a science nerd, but it is science. It's physiologically, there are so many reasons why movement is so important, why it helps with learning and helping kids retain things. So for one, it increases oxygen to the brain, but also when you are associating movements, you're also increasing brain synapses, and you learn with all these different senses, with all these different things.
Any kind of strategy that we can give them to help them comprehend what they're reading and make reading fun. You know, from the beginning, that's our #1 goal when they come to us in kindergarten and first grade, you know, especially that we want them to just see how fun reading can be so that they can find the books that they're interested in, the genres, and when we do things like that with movement, they do see, you know, firsthand and the hands-on type of activities with the reading of just how much fun it can be. Spark that love for reading early on.
It was a brand new concept to start with paper airplanes. We wanted to find a way to engage the kids and get them excited about science. Teach them a little bit about the scientific process, but mostly just get them to buy in and get excited about learning about science. The first day there was definitely some hesitation about why are we building paper airplanes? And them having to work in teams was also a struggle for many of them. But as we continued to revise our plan and rebuild and make improvements, they got so excited, and by the end everybody was cheering for everyone, and it was a great team building exercise as well.
The first step, you're supposed to come up with a design for your paper airplane and talk to your group about what you want to build and how to build it. The second step is you go ahead and build your design. We tried to make our paper airplane, the nose, which is the front of the airplane, like as pointy so it'd go through the air better, and we made it pretty pointy so we called our airplane needle nose.
We get to fold the paper airplanes, and it's fun because we get to see who can throw the farthest and how the designs work and stuff. You learn something out of it, and it's also a fun activity.
Like when you're diving into the water and you put your hands out, it kind of like parts the water for you. And so if you make like the nose sharp like that, then it'll like cut through the air better.
Yeah, I mean with it, like it's kind of like the smaller it is, it glides more through the air. I like science. It was fun.
I very much see that this is a year-to-year thing. The kids enjoyed it so much, and they're still talking about it, and I've had kids come back after a long weekend with research different ideas to build more planes. I think we will definitely make some tweaks to continue to just get kids more excited and branch in some different topics from throughout the year, but I think it was a success. And it's also so cool in activities like this to see students that maybe don't succeed in written activities or don't succeed in your more traditional education realms, but a hands-on activity like building airplanes, they're so excited about. And that's cool to see that side of them, especially so early on.
Hopefully that this resonates with them, that we can be a powerful force, and what amazing things that we can do together out of love and compassion for building just that camaraderie within our own area and community.
I really like being outside in nature, and so I like doing field trips like this, especially in the summer. I garden with my mom a lot, and so I kind of know like a little bit about the plants and, you know, what you need to know about the soil and stuff.
I was asked today, where are we going? And I was like, I don't know. And so we kind of pulled up, and it was just like, wow, this is here, right here, literally in our backyard. And this is just one of many of the community gardens that Springfield has to offer. And so what a great resource that we have here.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's nice weather. We get to do activities a lot. Getting to like know how they give back to the community on what they do.
They've already cleared out 3 lanes so quickly, working so hard with smiles on their faces and great attitudes, and so this has just been a profound experience. So hopefully they take back with them today not only the experience, but just that love of being able to help other people in the community.
They wanted to interact with people, and they wanted
to know how could they volunteer in different places. I honestly thought they were going to pick one of the animal shelters, but no, they wanted to come here and interact with seniors, and I'm very proud of them.
It's really cool because we get to see all the people and the artwork and like outside in the wall, what used to be here. Learn about how they do stuff here. We could learn how to help like other people in the seniors.
I think it's pretty cool. Like there's a lot of elderly people, like more than I thought there would be, and it seems like they're all getting along. So probably talking with all the elderly people and just like doing stuff with them and like asking them questions. And like there was some lady here that apparently she had the identical twins, so that we found out.
Well, I think it was important because yes, the focus is on them at school and we love them and we care about them. The focus is definitely on them. It's time for them to start thinking about others and looking outward instead of inward. So I think this is a perfect way to get their feet wet. They know now that they can come here with a parent and volunteer and interact and do things with seniors. So I think that was very important for them to know.
This is about, let's see how we can help make you successful. Start your first day of school and be prepared. The student's only job at that point is to focus on learning. You don't have to worry about shoes or backpacks or anything else.
Yeah, it's been really awesome. Been super helpful. They're super excited to get new backpacks every year, new shoes because they wear them out really throughout the year, and just helpful with the school supplies. I feel like the inflation has been so crazy this year, so it's been really a blessing, honestly, for our family. Yeah, I think the shoes are pretty awesome. They're excited about their trims and haircuts too. You know, that's important for the girls. Helping them feel fresh.
When I got my new shoes, my teacher I got this year was my helper. They're gray and like a peaches pink. I got to pick out a new backpack. It was rainbow and it was purple.
My backpack was tie-dye. I like my haircut.
We have no idea the pressures, the constraints that are on families as they come in. We have no idea what they're going through. And so this is just an opportunity for us to partner with them and lighten that load a little bit. So for everyone, it's not exciting to go back to school because they don't know how they're going to be able to supply the things that they need. This is just a chance for us to do that and make those smiling faces. So we've got about 60 volunteers here today serving. And then we also have hundreds of volunteers behind the scenes that have been bringing headphones and folders for several weeks. This is something that we look forward to every single year. It's one of the greatest events that we do. We love to partner with Nixa Public Schools.
I was just amazed that you guys have the hair cutting for the kids. My last group that I went to help them go through, they needed their haircuts, and so it was so neat to watch them get their haircuts and so happy. And then one of the little boys, he was so excited about getting a new pair of shoes. And he kept saying, "These are Army shoes, these are Army shoes." And he was running around and making sure it fits right. And so that was so neat to see that.
It can be emotional as a volunteer, seeing the emotions that come through on the families and the students that you are helping to get ready on the first day of school, helping them try on maybe their first new pair of shoes ever, or making sure that they get to pick out the school supplies that they want. They get to pick out their backpack, they pick out their headphones. So it's really empowering for the students, making sure that they have a say-so in some of the things that they can have to get ready for that first day.
We've done various donations. This will be the first year we've actually participated with the bottles and the cups and the pens and the snacks and things like that. We're the only Walmart in town, and several communities have several Walmarts, and I think it's important to show that we're part of the community. A lot of our employees, a lot of our associates that work for us and things like that have children that go to Nixa, and we want to show that we can give back into the community.
Our team gets a lot of kudos for being able to make this event happen and take care of our families, but it's not us. It's a group effort. It's all the churches. It's North Point, it's Cox Health showing up, it's Abundant Blessings. It's all of these organizations coming together along with 120 some odd volunteers showing up day of, helping those families get through the event. So it's pretty amazing. I feel like every year I say, I can't believe we have this much support. And every year, Nixa tops it.
I'm really excited to have kids back in the building because I love the noise of having them here.
Hi, and welcome to Intermediate.
We are super excited. We have lots of new 5th graders and lots of new teachers this year, and so we are trying to just get everyone settled in this morning, but we are ready for an amazing day.
Hi, Riley.
So our building theme for this year is actually Peace, Love, Inman, and so our goal is to really help students influence their peers in a positive way. So we even hashtagged ourselves as #Inman Influencers. And so we just really want kids to positively impact one another and welcome each other into school each and every day.
4th grade girl here and a 6th grade girl at Summit. So it's our last year here and our last year here. I'm never ready for summer to end, but they love school, so it's good. I just think it's going to be a great year. New teachers, new friends. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good year.
So I brought some residents from Castlewood Senior Living. We are just welcoming the new students for the new school year. Cheering them on as they leave school for the day, just to encourage them. We passed out some notes of encouragement. The cards say "You Matter" on it, so we're just spreading the message of kindness and encouragement to the students this year, hoping that they have a good year.
I loved them so much. Like, there's just something about old people that just like brings me joy. It's just, and then with like the "You Matter," it's amazing. Well, it's like definitely you see it and you're like, you matter. Like you feel warmth. Like you're like I do matter.
Care about me.
Yeah.
They say "You Matter" on the front, and then on the back there's a note of encouragement. So it'll say, "You can do it," or "You got this," "Don't worry about perfection."
I think one of the best ways to connect our parents to the building is to get them in the building. So we're really excited for some new opportunities for parents to welcome them to the building and come to activities throughout the school day as well as in the evening. I just want to thank everyone for just welcoming me to Nixa and to Inman. I'm so excited for an amazing school year.
Yeah, go Eagles!
And welcome back, everyone, to John Field here in Joplin, Missouri. The Battle of the Birds and Battle of Class 6. District 5 is living up to the hype. 21-13 the score. Your Nixa Eagles lead it. And this is, like I just said, this game is living up to every bit of expectation it had. Didn't get an area game of the week, unfortunately. That one went to Retmo and Willard. But this game shaping up to be one of the better ones around right now. We'll get live scores as we get further into the quarter. But, Aiden, how do you feel right now about this game?
I feel like the Nixa defense is showing what they have to offer. They've shown a lot of great things. 2 turnovers. One of them was an interception. They got all the way down to the 1-yard line. I think it was a pick 6. I thought Spencer got his hand over the pylon. Either way, doesn't matter. We scored. That's all that matters. And that earlier in the game, Joplin scored their second score of the game, which put the score 14-13. McCoy Sullivan jumps off sides on the extra point. They decided to go for 2, and then McCoy Sullivan makes a stop at the goal line. And so that might come back to bite Joplin in the butt later in the game. We'll see how that plays out because they probably have to go for 2 the next touchdown they get to stay in this game. And so Joplin needs to score on this drive because if they let Nixa go up 2 scores, it's going to be really hard for them to come back, especially late in this game.
Yes, it is already down 8, and they really need to get this offense going here. They can tie it up with a score and a 2-point conversion. But right there, it's now time. Jordan Cribbs getting ready to send it away.
Yeah, I know. I can't zoom too far. Yeah.
And here we go. Welcome back. Second half is underway here in Joplin. This one caught at the 7 by number 2, Davin Thomas. He runs up the middle, gets up to the 30, and falls forward all the way up to the 35. And now here comes number 7, Hobbs Gooch in the Joplin Eagles offense. Had their ups, had their downs during the first half, but they really need to start strong here.
Yeah, I think they started the second half strong. Yeah, that's a great way to start the second half for the Joplin Eagles, is to return it 30 yards off the kick. And I think that sets the tone really early for the second half team.
Yes, it does. 2 in the backfield, 1 out on each side. Handoff up the middle to Renfro. And he has some space on the left side of the field, past the first down marker, move the chains to the 49, because the Joplin Eagles on the first play of the drive get a first.
Yeah, great job there by Quinn Renfro to find the outside corner, and a great block there by number 1, Aiden Sampson, for the Joplin offense. So far, so good.
2 out left. Renfro in the backfield. Multiple tight ends on the field. Motion, right side. Jet sweep. Thomas. Jukes, left side. Trying to get something. And all that just to get 1 yard. Barely past the line of scrimmage. Had a lot of dancing trying to get upfield, but doesn't get much. 2nd and 9 coming up. I mean, great job of the Eagles. Great job keeping contained. I mean, that's one thing that every defensive line coach is going to be screaming at you. Contain, contain, contain. Did a great job doing it there. The Eagles set up a very, very nice 2nd and 9 here. Right at midfield on the 50. 4-man rush. Gooch drops back. Clean pocket over the middle. Almost picked. I don't know where that ball was intended. May have been a miscommunication as Eli Frazier almost had himself an interception.
Yeah, he tipped it up. Kevon Flint tried to get there, but just didn't have enough room. The pass looked to be intended for Aiden Sampson. Just didn't get the ball high enough. Eli Frazier got his hand up there. Great play by him.
And right there, I mean, that was a clean pocket. Had the read. Was able to go through his plays, but just wasn't able to make them. I mean, you can watch it here. I mean, he's got 3-4 seconds to throw it. Elijah Frazier honestly doing the right thing, tipping it up in the air. He couldn't get it. Trying to make a chance for his teammates to make the play, but no good. 3rd and long. Motion. Left side. Cuts back. Beal had it as he rolls out left, and that's swatted. Not going to be a fumble, but Jaden Antonelli making the big play on 3rd down as the Joplin Eagles send out the punt team.
Yeah, this Joplin Eagles offensive line is breaking down in this game. They're letting every rusher, they're letting a rusher get to Hobbs Gooch pretty much every pass play right now. And Jaden Antonelli got there, got the block, and he was hoping for a fumble, but wasn't because he was a forward pass. And looking for 4th and 9 here.
And Jaden Antonelli, don't know if he has a sack on the year. I'm going to have to go take a look for that one, but right at midfield, it's 4th and 9. Didn't think they'd fake punt it, but the kick is away. Hobbs Gooch, also the punter for this team, as they're going to let it fall. Hits the 29, rolls to the sideline, eventually rolls up, rolls out of the 20. And now here comes the Nixa Eagles offense. And this is a big drive, chance to go up 2 scores. Played great going into the end of the half. Also, both teams have had their struggles and their strengths here in this half, or last half, but they really need to get the offense going here, especially after Joplin had to punt.
Here's the question here. If Nixa does score here, do they go for 2 and make it to where if they do score 2 touchdowns and make the extra points, they're still up 1?
Mm-hmm. And if I'm John Perry, I'm taking a shot here. Try and set the tone early, because I don't think they'll be ready for a deep play downfield. Regardless, they're going to hand off the middle to Rabura. And Rabura is just going to keep churning the legs. And he's going to get up to the 27, it looks like. It's a little hard to look at from this angle when it's on that far side of the field. And he's going to get, to the 27, 2nd and 3 coming up with a minute gone here in the third quarter. Second and 3. 4-man rush, handoff, Ribera, spin move, gets the first and falls forward to the 45, or 35, excuse me.
So great job by Dylan Ribera. He's averaging about, I'd say 5, 6, 7 yards right now. Sorry, I said 3 numbers, but he's averaging around that region. He's just doing really good outside of the offensive line. I think that Malachi Ryder is probably just having a bad day at the office right now. Hopefully he can get something going when he takes the field the second half.
Came into this game averaging 11 yards a carry and averaging 147 yards a game. They're going to give it right back to him. And the junior, trying to fight for more yards, gets short of the 40-yard line, down at the 39, and 440 yards in the year coming in for Dylan Ribera. Definitely been one of the major workhorses of this team, followed by a man with 456 on the year in Malachi Ryder.
Yeah, but something to take into factor of Dylan Ribera, he didn't play week 1. That's the crazy part. He did not play week 1, and that's his stats. He's not far behind Malachi Ryder.
And Malachi Ryder really, so far this game, has just been a red zone threat. They've been giving it to him in close. He had a touchdown from the 1-yard line. I mean, he's just the red zone guy right now, but he's still able to make the big plays when he needs to. Ribera rolls up field, going to be 1 yard short of the first down marker. It's going to be on the 44-yard line. And what's great about having Malachi Ryder is when Dylan Ribera is tired, when he needs a break, it's not go work through it. It's Malachi, get on the field. And you got 2 guys that can play at the same caliber every night, whenever you want them to. And it's so hard for teams to prepare for with 2 great running backs. Give it to him again. Trying to fight his way for a first, but he won't get it. Stop to the line of scrimmage. One of the biggest plays of the night for this Joplin Eagles defense. 4th and 1. Do you go for it?
They're not seeming to walk to the sideline here.
And that tackle right there. Oh, that ball came out.
Here we go.
It got back there, popped out for a quick second. But you're at midfield. There's a chance for a fake punt here. That tackle was made by number 32 for the Joplin Eagles, Freddie Serrato Martinez. But look at it this way. You're midfield. You're up. You take the risk. From the looks of it. And they do. Hands it off to Ward. Right side. First down marker and more. Up to midfield. Right at the 50. And the Eagles roll the dice and they get it. The gamble pays off. Move the chains.
I mean, I could tell Spencer Roller was going to get the ball just by the way he was clapping behind the O-line. Probably signaling to the center that I'm ready for the ball whenever you are. But I think that the Joplin might have not seen it. But great job by Spencer Ward to fight through. He was kind of hit before he got to the first down marker, but just rolled through. As we talked about, his yards after contact is ridiculous. Gives this Eagles offense another chance for 3 more downs.
And in 4th and short midfield, I don't know how Joplin's ready for that. That's the prime spot to go for a fake punt. I like to call it both of them. As Ribera, handoff up the middle. And guess what? Move the chains once again. Number 5 is cruising.
Yeah, he's doing great right now. And I love to see it. After the week 1, after the injury, he was kind of he was confident, but he was kind of not where he was at mentally usually throughout the year. And I think after that first game, he felt the groove, and I think he's in his prime right now.
Both tight ends, motion to the left. Handoff. Up the middle. Guess what, guys? Move the chains. Dylan Ribera. And he's chugging them down the tracks to the 25. And one thing that I've seen that's been a little different, I don't know if we ran this last year, is the 2 tight end set with Clayton Pruitt and Lane Meltebarger. That has been a huge help, just extra guys in line as the Eagles move to the hurry up. Once again, Meltebarger and Pruitt. Motion on the left side. They're going to hand it to Ribera. He goes right up the middle, but gets maybe a yard up to the 24. 2nd and 9 coming up.
I think that might be the second or third play. We've seen him not get more than 3 yards on a carry. He's been absolutely explosive out of the line. And usually you see Joplin's defense and you're like, oh, no, his yards per carry is definitely going to go down after this game. I think it might have gone up just by how good he's doing right now.
Yes, it is. Coming into this game, he was the number 7 running back in Class 6 here in the state. 440 on the year. The leader right now is Trayvon Pankey of Oak Park in Kansas City with 612. But Dylan Ribera fighting. He gets maybe another first down here. I thought he fell for it. We'll see if they move the chains here. But especially considering the fact that he has not had that first week 1 of yardage. He's chasing the leaderboard down right now and probably will be moving up there, trying to maybe crack the top 5 by the end of it. Malachi Wright already up there at number 4 with 456 on the year. But, I mean, he came into this game only 46 yards behind the second place man being Kendrick Hawkins Jr. of Blue Springs.
Yeah, Malachi Ryder takes the field here in the red zone like you mentioned.
Handoff, middle, Ryder, yep, the red zone running back. He gets it up to the 8. And the Eagles' run game, so far, no one has answers for.
I think that's been the theme through 4 weeks so far, is nobody can find the answer to this Nixa running game. If Dylan's on, Malachi's probably on too. He might be off a little bit, but Dylan's still on. If Malachi's on and Dylan's off, Malachi's still on. So they just have to find a way to stop both of them. They're two different type of runners. Malachi's more of a trucking through the offensive line. Dylan's more of a shifting through the holes kind of guy. And it's just so hard to stop both and plan on stopping both.
Came in with 896 yards and 11 touchdowns, and add one more to it. Touchdown Eagles. Number 23, Malachi Ryder, puts it in the end zone, and the Eagles with a big score here in the third.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but this Nixa team is really good. Really good at football.
Definitely a force to be reckoned with, especially in Class 6 here in this district. I think we can say it enough, considering the fact that this very well could be your district championship game in a couple of weeks. Cribbs lines up. And the extra kick is up and is good. Has yet to miss one. And Jordan Cribbs, when Kemke gets back, we'll love him. But, if you want to stay, feel free to. He's knocking him down. I still want to see his range. What type of range he has. 28 to 13. 6:12 left to go. But one thing I have to say, I feel like in games like this, don't count anyone out. Joplin can very easily go down, put 8 points, and all of a sudden it's 28-21. But they're going to have to make some changes to do that, because right now, this Nixa Eagles defense came out and they played very well against them to start.
Yeah, this Nixa defense is looking great. Ever since that first drive, like I talked to you during halftime, I was like, that second scoring drive Joplin had, they did score, but I thought the defense was great. But they had some penalties that sent them down the field. But also, you also remember that 3rd and 26 they still converted on. That's probably one of the biggest points that John Perry touched on in the locker room, is you cannot let them do that, especially this Joplin team, is because when you get them in that situation, you have to get them off the field.
Yes, you do. Cribbs lining the kick up. Thomas and Washington back to receive. They're currently at their own 10-yard line. Cribbs has sent a couple down to the 5 so far in this game. We'll see if he gets inside the 5 as he sends this kick away. As this one is going to 4, and did he touch it? It looked like from my angle he did, but they're going to say he didn't.
Can we get a replay on that?
Hit the replay, yeah. I don't know if we got the close-up, but we can maybe watch it from wide angle. But, hit the ball at the 4, rolls out of bounds, touchback for the Eagles. Joplin comes out onto the field. Hobbs, Gooch. And one man I'm actually surprised they haven't got more involved into the playbook is number 10, the 6'7 Mizzou commit, Whit Hafer.
I don't know if you just saw that, but one of our linebackers just threw the ball on the sideline and hit one of our coaches right in the head.
That's something I really want on replay. Handoff, middle, Renfro. Had a busy night so far. He gets 7 on the play, and he moves up to the 27 for 2nd and 3. And you know what? 2nd and short. This could very well be a shot. Trips out left, play action bootleg. It could happen. Only 4 men right now. We'll see if they stay with that 4-man rush. They're going to stick with Renfro. And falls forward. He's going to be short. 3rd and 1 coming up for Joplin. And you need to convert this. Not saying the game is on the line, but the momentum is not in your favor right now. You need something to keep your fans into it, as this side of June Field has been silent for a while. A couple fans ringing the cowbells. Trips out left. Try to get him to jump again. That has not worked yet tonight. This Eagles team has been very disciplined from that position. Haven't jumped offside yet. No encroachment calls called on them. Handoff. Renfro gets the first and more to the 40. It's a foot race. 50, 40, 30. Spencer Ward tries to tackle him. Stays in and out of bounds inside the red zone. What a play for the Eagles. And Joplin has some life in him.
You can score on offense all you want, but this defense, Joplin defense, has to figure something out if they want to keep themselves in the game. If it's going to go back and forth, Nixa is going to win that battle.
And if he kept that foot in bounds, ladies and gentlemen, he would have been gone. His next foot was in. If he had just stayed in bounds, he would have been in the end zone. Handoff. They give it to him again, right side, same spot. Ball stripped. What is it? Do the Eagles have it? And the Eagles have it. Number 50, Michael Henniger. Another fumble recovery, and the sack leader for the Eagles picks up a fumble, get the turnover bucket. The Eagles turnover on downs.
3 turnovers for this Joplin Eagles team. And I talked about this. I didn't talk about it, but I had in our keys of the game. We didn't get to them during the game, but one of them was limit turnovers. And what I was going to say was if you turn the ball over, the Nixa Eagles are going to take advantage of that. And they're doing that perfectly right now. And 3 turnovers against the Nixa Eagles defense, not something you want to do if you want to win a football game.
And the Eagles, the Nixa Eagles, a team that has been struggling to get turnovers all year. They've gotten 3 tonight, a pick and 2 fumbles. That's definitely going to be the biggest thing circled if you're Joplin, but they need to stop. In fact, they need to turn over their own. They need to get the momentum back. A big run by Renfro, but fumble. I don't know who stripped the ball out, but Henniger picks it up. 1st and 10, Nixa. Handoff, Ryder, up the middle. Trying to push him up the field. Gets up to, I think, the 28, maybe the 29. 4:30 left to go here in the third. If you're just tuning in, I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. And this has been a really good game so far.
A really good game. Coming to this game, especially with Quinn Renfro back, we didn't know how it was going to look. We thought maybe this game was going to be a lot closer than it is. I mean, it's still reachable for Joplin, but they have to get a stop here. Nixa is up 15. This is a must-stop drive, I'd say.
And false start, I'm assuming here. That's what has been called from that spot, especially right before the play starts. And that will be the 4th one for the Eagles. And the Eagles up big right now, but that's something that John Perry's definitely going to talk to the team on Sunday when they go to film and on Monday when they start practice for the week and preparing for Carl Junction next week. Pre-snap penalties. It's been the biggest problem for this team all season.
Yeah, right now you've gotten pretty lucky with your false starts. You've been able to get out of the situation. But sometimes when you play a team, that's not going to help. That's not going to work. You have to stop it. You have to limit it. And they're lucky that this Joplin Eagles defense is not taking advantage of those.
Both tight ends motion right. Handoff. Ryder. Spin move up the middle. And you know what's one thing, especially since we were on the topic of turnovers, that Dylan Rivera has done a great job of improving on? Ball security. If you watched any of his plays last year, the biggest thing was he fumbled the ball a lot. That's one thing he has definitely worked on in the offseason leading up to this year, and it has shown because that man does not let go of the ball, especially that man as well, number 23, Malachi Ryder.
I mean, we already talked about it once, so I don't know if the announcer curse is in play, but knock on wood, Nixa hasn't turned the ball over all year. They've fumbled a couple of times, but they've always retrieved it, so they have not turned the ball over once, and that's a big thing for this offense. Is if they can continue doing that throughout the year, they're in a good spot.
Yes, they have another handoff to Ryder. He's going to get the first and a little bit more up to the 40. And I'm going to be honest, they're just chewing as much clock as they can right now. They're up. That's an Air Services first down. They're moving the chains. The run game has looked great. I know we've talked about it a bit that they probably should open up the pass game more, but when your run game's running like this, don't fix it. Keep running it.
100%.
And this would be huge for this Eagles team to come in and win in Joplin. It's been I don't even remember the last time they did. Ryder falls forward after the handoff. Looked like it was going to get stuffed at the line, but gets up to the 46. And yeah, Joplin needs to figure something out with this run game. Because the best way, in my opinion, to try and beat the Eagles, is to get Nixa into 3rd and long. you got to force them to go to the air because their run game is too good. That's what Joplin needs. It needs to be doing all game. That's how every defense needs to start game planning, is they need to get them in 3rd and long. Handoff Ryder. It's a little hard to do that, though, when Ryder is having runs like that. Moves the chains, first down in the Joplin territory.
One thing I want to note is, have we seen Drew Blevins take the field at all tonight?
He has not. Normally he takes the field second, third quarter, but he has not taken the field yet. I mean, in all fairness, he's only had to throw 14 balls this year, completing 8 of them. He's thrown for 188 and 3 touchdowns. Currently has a QBR of 141. Handoff, Ryder. And that one went nowhere. They gave him 2 yards up. One says 2, one says 1, but we'll see what they spotted. But it did not get much at all.
Dylan Rivera takes the field again for this Eagles offense. You went nowhere chant from the Joplin student section. I don't know if that's the favorite. I don't know if that's my top chant right now during this game.
And I'm waiting for the Dirty Birds to start chanting scoreboard. That's normally the response, as we're under a minute here in the 3rd. Meltebarger and Pruitt. 2nd and 8. Rivera back on the field. Spin move. Another one. And he tries to get somewhere, but he runs backwards. And one ref says stop to the line. The other one says he lost a yard. They're going to spot it at the line of scrimmage.
I'd say it was forward progress. I think he got a yard, then ran back, tried to get some more. He's been using that spin move a little bit more than I've seen him use it throughout the season. Probably trying to get some new moves in his bag of tricks, because he's just really good about being shifty. But if he can get some more moves, he can be probably one of the best running backs. I think he's probably one of the best running backs right now in the COC, but I think he might be one of the best running backs of the state if he can get some more moves under.
Especially considering the fact he still has 1 more year to get under his belt, and with training with Malachi Ryder is definitely going to help.
And as the 3rd quarter winds down, I think it's about time for us to go around the COC and look at how our picks are doing. If you guys watch the pregame show, we do pick picks every.
Sorry, I'm busy with.
First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at picks. Just kidding. No, we're not. We went to commercial. Oh, no, here we go. We're back. So what we're going to look at is picks around the COC. First thing we're going to look at is Webb City at Ozark. Webb City leads Ozark 31-0. That's in the 3rd quarter. Then we're going to take a look at Republic and Willard. Republic is leading Willard 21-14 in the 3rd quarter. No update on the Branson at Carl Junction game. And then another 21-14 game is Carthage at Neosho. Carthage leads that one here in the 4th quarter. That game was way closer than I thought it was going to be. Neosho was leading 14-0, but 21 unanswered from Carthage. They take the lead. Going to keep our eyes on that game. Probably going to look for a Branson at Carl Junction score.
And we're going to enter the final 12 minutes. Teams are taking the field, but we will in a moment. Later in the game, we're going to take a look at the rest of the schedules as we're in the middle part of the season. When you take a look ahead, there's only 4 games left in the regular season. Time sure does fly. And the Eagles are finally going to get off this road series. They're going to be back home for the next 2 weeks. We'll get to that one in a little bit. As the Eagles take the field, the Nixa Eagles take the field on offense, 3rd and 8. Huber drops back, looks left, curl route, caught. Vincent on the sideline, and that's a first on Eagles. And that is the go-to route right there for Wyatt Vincent and Nate Huber on that connection. Air services first down off that curl hitch, whatever you call it.
Yeah, we've seen that play twice, and it's worked 2 out of 2 times. So I think that might be something we see more and more out of this Eagles offense. They might not want to take deep shots. They might not like that, but I think they like the short game with Wyatt Vincent and Riley Michelle and Spencer Ward, too, because that short game could turn into a 70-yard touchdown.
And, I mean, with how fast these receivers are, all these defensive backs are playing so far back that those hitch and curl routes work every single time because of how far they're playing back. Huber hands off. Ribera up the middle. The offensive line trying to shove him for a first down. Ball's out. And Joplin recovers. It's Joplin football. And one of the, I don't think knocking on wood helped as the Eagles turn the ball over.
They look like they're spotting the ball right there. They look like they're going to keep it down. I saw them talking to the refs.
A ref pointed Joplin ball, so.
Wow.
Joplin has possession. 11:45. This is a must-score drive for Joplin.
I mean, first turnover for the season was kind of a questionable one. Usually when they're stopped in the tracks for more than 3 seconds, the whistle's supposed to be blown and the play's supposed to be dead, but they ripped the ball out of Dylan Rivera's hands. Whole offense was kind of questioning that one, and I don't think Dylan Rivera should get his feelings too hurt about that turnover, considering that it probably should have been down.
Renfro takes the handoff, and downfield he goes. It's a foot race.
Flag.
Flag. It looked like a block in the back to me. Spencer tackles him short anyways. Big gain, but I think it's a block in the back. It sure looked like one.
He's coming back. He literally sat on the person.
Yep, that is a, and I mean, you can boo all you want. That's the right call. I saw it on the left side of the field. That's getting called back. And Renfro's got to be mad. He's had a couple of big plays called back. That's another one.
Yeah, the boos mean nothing concerning that was the most illegal play I've seen all night.
Let's watch it again. We need to make sure. Let's get the block fully on this one if we have the replay. I know we do because we just saw it, but we can replay it right real quick. Possibly. Maybe. There we go. Never mind. Fake out.
He literally sat and laid on him for about 15 seconds, making him not able to get up. Head coach Curtis Jasper of the Joplin Eagles trying to get an explanation from the referees, but I think that was the perfect call, especially after what just happened with
There
Dylan
it is.
Rivera.
I mean, he's already on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, his knees are on the ground. I get the point, but, like, he's already on the ground. So,
stupid mistakes is what keeps people out of games.
as replay's over, transition back. Welcome back. A very long replay. Extra man sent in, but that's not going to, I mean, extra man didn't help, but they still only a gain of 2 right there. Hand off to number 21, Torrin Jones, a junior, standing at 5'7", 155. Definitely not the biggest guy on the field, but very quick in that backfield. So we are 11-11 left here in the fourth. 28-13 the score. Joplin trying to make something happen. It's 2nd and 11. Ball spotted at the 34. Drops back. That wheel route's worked once already, and it works again. Stays on his feet to the 35, and number 13, Jet Beal, on a big play on that wheel route, gets into Nixa territory and move the chains for Joplin.
Yeah, a little bit of trash talk from the Joplin sideline, but instead of trash talking, Jobs Gooch was like, get to the line, stop trash talking.
Hand off, Renfro, and goes nowhere. And that's going to set up 2nd and 9. 10:29 left. Sorry, I can't read. Left to go here in the fourth. Handoff, Renfro. And he surges up the field for a first down, up to the 22. First down, Eagles.
Quinn Renfro starting to heat up. Joplin's defense got to stop, and that was what I said. I said they need to get a stop if they want to score and cut this lead closer.
Yes, it is, and this is the right time for Renfro to be heating up. We're going to wheel play out of this. They're going to roll out opposite side. Nowhere to go. He just pitches it inside on his check down to number 10, Whit Hafer, the 6'7" Mizzou commit, who I'm surprised they haven't used this much at that tight end position. But he's going to get the completion, and it's going to move up 6 yards inside the red zone. 2nd and 4 from the 17. Quick pass over the middle, and that one's broken up, incomplete. Fans over here want a pass interference call. Let's go. If we have a replay, we should go ahead and look at it. We take a second peek. I didn't think it was. But, maybe we can slow it down here.
Cleanest press breakup I've seen all night.
Yeah, I don't think that was anything wrong with that one. I mean, I can understand why you think that. When it's happening that quick, it sure looks like it, but it didn't look like there was any push on the play. 3rd and 4. Handoff, Renfro. Bounces off a blocker, right side. Inside the 10 and up to the 8. 9 minutes left. They got to move. Because 9 minutes sounds like a lot of time, but you have to realize the Eagles still get the ball, and your defense has not been playing well. Think about it this way. You don't go for the 2-point conversion. You kick the field goal. It's 28-14. You score. You're only down 7. Instead of right now, you have to go for the 2-point conversion to stay in the game. To our left. A bunch of men. He jump passes it. Caught, spin inside. Touchdown Joplin. Number 44, Neil Barstow. The sophomore tight end. Hobbs Gooch makes the play off the jump pass. And the Joplin Eagles with a big score there. Number 92, their kicker, Toby Ibsen, is on the field. They're not going to go for 2. They're going to kick it. Still will only be down 8. So it'll be a 1-score game, but they're just going to have to hope their defense can make a play. Ibsen, his kick is good. 28-20, 8:47. And ladies and gentlemen.
And as the lead decreases, we're going to send it down to the field for our sideline reporter, Taylor Dortilli.
8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. We're up by 8. I'm having a great time. The weather's nice, and I think that this is giving me a great rest of the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Taylor, for that sideline report. And we are back up here in the booth. 8:47 left to go here in the fourth, 28-20. The score, Eagles lead. If you're just tuning in, you're missing out on the best game. Probably in the COC right now. I mean, Republic, Retmo Willard. Holy cow, I can't get my schools right. It's looking very good. But this game is getting good. It's getting close. And this Joplin Eagles defense has to step it up. Sure, you've had your moments, but right now this is your chance. And you have to think back at some of the plays that might have happened earlier. The touchdown that wasn't called for Kevon Flint earlier. A lot of things come back to the minds of the fans, but right now you're only down 8. It's just a game with a 100-yard field and a football. The ball is sent away. Caught at the 2 by Ward. Spencer moves up to the 22. Big play. Stops him right at the 25, and right there, looked like he's limping off the field. Nope, he's right back. Oh, that's a limp right there.
Yeah, you should not be on the field. You
Number 32 right there. Freddie Serrato Martinez definitely was limping.
That's a good catch by the coach there. He said, no, you have to come to the sideline. You can't be limping like that on the defense. You need to be checked out.
I know, play through it, play through the pain. Is the motto a lot of these guys live through, especially in games like this. But you got to put your health over the game sometimes. Pruitt, Meltebarger, motion left, 2 out left, handoff, Ryder, and he stopped at the line. Number 22 made the initial contact. That's Jonathan Williams, but Gavin Smith, the senior and numbering 24, finishes the playoff.
That play also should have been blown dead. The same way Dylan should have been blown dead. That should have been blown dead after he's been wrapped up for about 3 seconds.
Forward progress stopped it, however, 2 yards on the carry, 2nd and 8. And if you can get the Eagles in 3rd and long here, Joplin, you have your best chance to succeed, as this is most likely a run. Handoff up the middle, but Ryder has space. Gets all the way up to the 31. 3rd and short.
Number 23 on that carry.
3rd and 2. This one being spotted at the 31. 7:48 left. That's the man number 23, Malachi Ryder. Game on his back right now. Try to get him to jump. Got nothing. Huber and company looking over to the sideline, trying to get the play set up. 3rd and 2. Handoff Ryder. Gets the first. Up to the 40. Nope, they're going to spot him down at the 39. He moves the chains. And a big play for the Eagles.
Number 8, Cordell Washington makes the stop. Ball went marked at the 39-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10 for Nixa.
Handoff. Once again to Ryder. This one, though, only gets 2. Up to the 41, 2nd and 8. Once again. These second downs, if you can change these into 3rd and longs instead of 3rd and short, it's the best way Joplin can get the ball back. They have to try and force Huber to air the ball out. And they are just chewing up the clock right now. Letting it run out. Currently 18 left on the play clock. Second and 8. Both tight ends motion right side of the line. Behind Jackson Cantwell, and they're going to run it to that right side. Bounces off a couple blockers, but only gets 2 more. It's 3rd and 6. And up comes a big 3rd down for Joplin. And we are at 6 minutes left. The line to gain is at the 49 of Nixa. And they need this first down here. Joplin need to get a stop. And a reverse jet sweep over to the right side of the field. That's McKnight. And he gets past the 50 to the 46 of Joplin. Number 26. The freshman Adam McKnight. Getting his first touch in a varsity game, and it's a big one. First down, Eagles.
Yeah, Adam McKnight, remember that name. He will be in the running for quarterback next year. He's got an arm. He's just a freshman, but he's definitely going to be someone we might see in the pocket for the varsity team next year, and he's doing great things as a wide receiver this year.
Yes, he is, and once again, Nixa is just draining this clock, and Joplin needs a turnover. Preferably, but they just really need to find a way to get a stop here. Ryder. Up the middle. Ball. Oh, look. For a second, it looked like the ball was out. I got excited for a minute. But I will say the maroon looks a lot like the football from up here, especially when it gets dark outside. And they're right there, the Dirty Birds. Elijah throwing a water bottle at the camera.
That sign's been through it.
That sign has been through it. It's surviving, though. Huber, left side. Caught. Michelle, first down and more. Past the 30. Breaks a man miss. And up to the 21. And I love throwing the ball there. I don't think Joplin expected it. And it wasn't it was simple. Huber caught it. Quick, check, throw.
That's what running the ball so much does to a defense. They're expecting to run the whole time, and when you do something like that, Rylan Michelle had nobody in front of him until he had that ball in his hands, and that was a great job there by John Perry and the offensive coordinator for the Nixa Eagles. Dustin Baldwin making that call right there to kind of just break down the Joplin defense and keep them guessing throughout the game.
It's a big Air Services first down. Right on the edge of the red zone at the 21. And you have to think they just run the ball a couple more times. Handoff, Ryder, pinballs off a defender inside the 10. Keeps pushing through. Does he get there? He does. Touchdown, Eagles.
That is ridiculous.
It looked like he was going to get stopped way far back, but Malachi Ryder puts the offense on his back, and up 2 scores. Nixa goes.
That is ridiculous. That is something a running back should not be able to do, and he just did it. And as Joplin fans arise from their seats and walk towards the exit, the Eagles are back up 2 scores.
What a play from the senior Malachi Ryder. Cribbs looking to send the extra point up, and it is good. Now it's time to take a moment. Look at the schedules for each of these teams. 4 games left for each of them. Nixa goes back home for 2 straight games. First, you got Carl Junction on the 29th, and then October 5th, that's a Thursday game for homecoming against Willard. And then arguably the biggest game circled on the calendar for these Eagles, Friday, October 13th. On Friday the 13th, the Nixa Eagles travel out to Republic to face on the Tigers in one of the biggest games, especially after last year's dramatic ending. And then the backyard brawl finishes up on the 20th, going over to Joplin. With their 4 games left, they go to Retmo to face the Tigers and then Carl Junction. So they got 2 road games. Finish up with their last home game of the season at home against Carthage. And then they finish their season off on the 21st, or on the 20th, excuse me, at Neosho. And what a beautiful night here it is at Jun Field. A little bit under 70 degrees, right at 69, 68. It is beautiful weather out here. Not my type of football weather yet. I'm waiting for it to get in the 50s, but it is nice out here. I'm enjoying it when it lasts, when it gets into the 20s when we get into districts somehow.
I think 50s is a bit ridiculous. I think I would say with 60. Come on, 50s is a bit ridiculous.
No, it's not. Cribbs sends it away. Then again, I enjoy the cold way more. So, received right at the 15. Washington makes a man miss. Another juke up the middle. Cuts in between the hashes. And Cordell Washington with a big return. And you'd have to think, especially after what happened last year, the Eagles, they win tonight. They beat Carl Junction Willard. As long as they beat Republic, they can finish this season undefeated in the regular season.
Yeah, I think Republic's definitely their roadblock, but also don't sleep on that Willard game. Thursday night, homecoming. That game is going to be an absolute thriller, I believe. I'm not a big fan of a Thursday night game, but it is what it is.
Indeed, 1st and 10 from the 32. 3:52 left to go. Gooch drops back. Quick throw over the middle, and that's broken up and incomplete. Number 7, Parker Mann, the junior. Big pass deflection there. He's had a couple tonight. And 2nd and 10 it is for the Joplin Eagles.
And as we have some little bit of time, we're going to take a look at the around the conference. 1 minute left in that Branson game. Branson leads 21-7, so I got that pick right. Sorry, Ryan. And then we're also going to look at Webb City. Webb City's leading Ozark 38-0. Republic at Willard. Willard missed their extra point. 21-20 was that score.
Handoff, middle. Renfro bounces it up and doesn't get a ton. I mean, he's going to get a good old 7-yard gain, but still 3rd down.
Yeah, so Republic leads Willard 21-20 after a mixed extra point, and I've heard that there was a fight in that game after that mixed extra point. So 21-20 is the score. Republic leads Willard right now in the 3rd quarter. And then we're going to look at Carthage at Neosho. Carthage leads Neosho 28-21 in the 4th.
Gooch rolls out left off the snap. Pocket collapsing. Antonelli with pressure. And that's caught. The 6'7" tight end, Whit Hafer. And once again, he's 6'7". I don't know why you don't use him as much, as the hurry up ensues for the Eagles. 3-star recruit. Don't know when, but according to 24/7 Sports, committed to Mizzou. As we hit 3 minutes left, drop back, trips out right. Gooch rolls out right, pocket collapsing, chasing down the field. Almost complete, broken up by who else but number 9, Spencer Ward. And honestly, right here on that ball, if he puts that just a couple yards further down the field, that's in, because he has to slow down there. If he's able to hit him in stride, touchdown for Joplin.
This is what I expected the whole game to look like before I knew Quinn Renfro was playing. I expected pass after pass after pass after pass after pass, and I thought it would work, and I thought they should have utilized the pass game just a little bit more. Quinn Renfro did play great, but 2 big runs that he had were called back because of offensive line mistakes, and that's probably what's going to be the biggest key for this Joplin offense in practice this week.
Gooch drops back. Antonelli almost got a hold of him. He's still moving, trying to improvise. Throw left side. That one's out of bounds. Intended for Whit Hafer as he hits the field goal net. And this defensive line, with how good that Joplin O-line is, they are getting a lot of pressure on Hobbs Gooch, especially for a man as mobile as he is. They're also containing the run very well. 3rd and 10, 2:42. I mean, Joplin's going to go for it regardless because they need this. So Nixa only has 2 more downs of defense before they can try and put this game away completely. Gooch drops back, right side of the field. They're looking deep. Yep, I was going to say, they're going to call it. That one's going to be called on number 13, McCoy Sullivan. He's had his great moments in this game. But right there, that was definitely pass interference. It wasn't blatant, but
that ball wasn't catchable. I think that's the only arguable thing that McCoy Sullivan might have. But it was definitely a little bit of a push before the ball got there. I don't think the ball was catchable either way, but a big break for the Joplin Eagles and gives them just a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Davin Thomas, the intended receiver, and I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that ball was catchable regardless, but that doesn't give you the excuse to just push on a man like that. From the 29, trips outright. Eagles send 4. They've been getting pressure all night. Quick out route, incomplete, intended for number 1, Aiden Sampson. And that would have been a great play for Joplin if it was completed. They'd be inside the red zone, 2:32 left as we approach the 2-minute warning here in this thriller.
You could see Hobbs Gooch frustration after that throw. He really, really wants a touchdown or a big play here right now. They are not going to give up until that clock hits 0. And I'll tell you that now. They could be down 30 with 2 minutes left, and they'd still be fighting, frustrated after bad plays. That's how much fight this team has in them.
Motion right side from Sampson. Drops back. Gooch. Pocket collapsing. He's looking for the pass. And he's just going to chuck it up. And, oh, yep, they're going to call it. I mean,
he jumped into Spencer Ward,
yeah,
I think.
They might call offensive pass interference here because he jumped into Spencer Ward, as you're going to see here on the replay. Hopefully. Yeah. Maybe. Please, please, please. Nope. Nope, you're good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, no. I mean,
I don't know.
At the same time, though, Spencer did push him in the back, so you can argue that the ball was thrown a little high, but at the same time, he still had the push. That is technically a PI call, but he did run in front of him, so.
Yeah, this hands team for the Nixa Eagles better be getting ready because if they Joplin scores here, they're definitely going onside, and we're not going to doubt that, but it's going to be a really big play.
Remember what I said earlier, never count out this Joplin team. And they're going to go with some trickery here as a reverse jet sweep. Weird to call a run play with almost under 2 minutes, and that's going to get 3 yards.
They're going to call timeout here. No whistle yet. They haven't used a timeout all game.
And they aren't going to call timeout as we roll under 2 minutes left in regulation. Down 2 scores. Joplin needs this. 2nd and 7 from the 12.
I guess they're saving those for if they get the onside kick if they score here.
Think so, but that means they're definitely not going to run the ball. They have to throw it. Motion right side from Jones. Renfro. Excuse me, Gooch. Oh, they're going to call it. That's very unfortunate, but no, ref is just not going to call that. I don't think Ward was intending to hit him. I don't think it was Ward's intention to run in to number 1, the senior Aiden Sampson. But yeah, I mean, look, he wasn't even looking at him. He's looking left corner. And look, he throws his hands in the air. He might not have meant it, but at the same time, they're going to call it regardless.
The Joplin Eagles have gotten 45 yards on penalties this drive.
And with that, the clock also stops. 1:42 left. Joplin at the 6. 2nd down. It's going to get replayed here. So now it's only 2nd and 2. And they're hurrying up anyways. Don't really know why. The clock isn't going after the penalty. It stops. Gooch, quick slant route caught. Touchdown, Joplin. Sampson off the quick slant route. And don't count him out. The Joplin Eagles have a chance to go down 1 score and kick the field goal. Number 92, the sophomore, Ibsen, on the field. Hasn't missed one yet. He needs to nail this. They're still down 8 if he makes this. Kick is up, and that one is good. Hands team, get ready. Onside kicks getting ready to come up. And this game is getting interesting. 1:39 left to go, 35-27. If you're just tuning in, I'm Ryan Swanson alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden Hopkins. You're tuning in to what could be an absolute thriller if Joplin's able to get this ball back. Been a very great game regardless. However, for the first time this season, the Eagles hands team comes out onto the field. And if you're one of the Joplin fans that left already, don't really know what to tell you on that one, because you may regret that mistake if Joplin's able to get this onside kick recover.
Kicking to the left side here. It's Rylan Michelle.
Ibsen, the man kicking it. Ward, Michelle, Flint, all on that side of the field. Also, Brady Retone and Malachi Ryder out on that side of the field, trying to get ready. Timeout called.
And I think as we have some time, I think we're going to look at our crew real quick, if we have the chance. First person we're going to look at is the man behind the TriCaster. It is Connor Newth. This is messed up right now. Connor Newth is directing right now. Wide shot. We have Jeffrey Mueller. Rowan Johnson on tight shot, even though tight shot isn't working right now. James Folkberry, he's on wireless camera. Wyatt Francis and Henley Dugan join him there. Bradley Rosati, that man in the chair like Ryan Swanson would say, he's on graphics. Henley Dugan, he's
multitasking tonight.
He's doing both. He's running back and forth. It's really impressive. Wyatt Francis is also multitasking. I think James Sternberger is the one on replay right now. We had a big switch up before the game started, but thank you to the whole crew. Eli Ziga, he's in there somewhere too. So thank you guys for what you do. Great stream tonight. Great game. What a great night.
Yes, it is. And here come the hands team. They need to get this one here. Joplin with the game on the line. The ball is up, and it's received by number 8, Rylan Michelle. And ladies and gentlemen, all you need is a couple of first downs, and the Eagles will be getting ready to set up victory formation with those first downs. That ball jumped in the air. I think everyone's hearts dropped in the building the second that ball jumped up in the air. But the Nixa Eagles able to retain the ball or get possession. Not retain, because they weren't the ones kicking the ball, as some Joplin fans also getting up out of their seats. Roberta in the backfield. Joplin with all 3 timeouts. Handoff, Roberta up the middle. And like he has all night, spamming O with another spin move, trying to get up the field up to the 43.
Joplin uses their first timeout. I mean, if they get a stop here, if they get 3 and out, they have a chance, but they just have to make sure they don't get a first down. They have 2 timeouts left. Dylan Roberta, I guarantee you he's holding on for dear life on that football. I still don't think that his fumble, or I'm putting in air quotes right now, fumble was a fumble. That play should have been called dead. I think everyone on the Nixa roster thought it was dead, so they just kind of stopped. And Dylan looks really confused after the play. But only 1 turnover through the year for Nixa.
They've been looking good, but one thing I also have a question to ask is, if Nixa, hypothetical here, 4th down, 4th and short, Joplin would be out of timeouts, or maybe, let me do the math. If they get a stop here, yes, they'd be out of timeouts. If it's 4th and 2, do you send the ball down the field, or do you try and end it right there and go for the first down?
I would definitely say they would probably pooch it to Wyatt Vincent, because at that point, pooch it with Wyatt Vincent, probably put it around the 1, probably aim out of bounds, because at that point, you're looking at about 1 minute on the clock, and 1 minute starting all the way from the 5. As long as you stop from pass interferences, it's going to be pretty hard for the Joplin Eagles to score.
Ryder, right side, he has space to the 30, and he's just going to slide, stay inbound. Smart play from the senior. Timeout call Didn't want to give a chance to Joplin to keep any of their timeouts by running to the sideline. Ryder hits a slide. Joplin calls another timeout. Only one left. And yep, more Joplin fans getting ready, backing their things up as the Nixa Eagles, as long as they can hold on to the ball and get one more first. This game.
Sorry, I'm busy with a half-baked idea. Do you think you can fix the drain?
Yes, Air Services does the highest quality work guaranteed.
I got your quote. Any surprises in the mix?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
Are you a good egg?
Sure, I'm highly trained and fully qualified.
Would you like a snack while you work?
I think I'm good.
Get $75 off plumbing at airservicesheatac.com.
And welcome back to Joplin, Missouri, here at June Field on a beautiful Friday night. And there's nowhere else you would want to be other than here. Fortunately, we're not at the Palace, but thank you to everyone who's tuning in, who even showed up to the game. And Eagles with victory formation. Huber takes the knee. No timeout called. They still have one, Joplin, but they're not going to call it. And the Nixa Eagles about to improve on 5-0.
Nate Hubert down at the ball. Brings up second down at the 34-yard line of Joplin.
Knee taken. Only one more, and the game will be over. Still need to take one more, so they don't get a delay of game. And ladies and gentlemen, Nixa's going to win a thriller here in Joplin. Been the first time in a long time, and couldn't find it on any recorded history that I could get access to. And the last time the Eagles came into Joplin and won a football game. 2 years ago, came in, lost both times, once in the regular season and once in the district tournament. The Dirty Birds saying, "I believe that we will win," on blackout. And ladies and gentlemen, the Nixa Eagles pull off a stunner here in Joplin. What a game from both teams. 35-27, your final score. And there it is, some of the new graphics that good old Bradley Rosati has been setting up, the man in the chair himself. The Eagles take it, 5-0 on the year. Joplin falls to 3-2. Nixa is going to be heading to Carl Junction for their next game. That one going to be at home. While Joplin is going to be heading to Republic for their next game, as they're going to try and get back on a winning track. But the Eagles win a very important game. Aiden, you got anything to say?
I think that this Nixa Eagles team just showed everyone what they have to offer, and if these two teams do meet again in the playoffs, it's going to be, I'd say, 10 times better than this game we already just had. This game was awesome, but I think that this game was just such an eye-opening experience for everybody in the COC, saying Nixa is not a team to mess with. And I think they've seen that since week one, but I think now everyone has seen it, and they put everyone in Southwest Missouri and in the state of Missouri on watch.
Yes, they have. And, I mean, coming into Joplin, winning a really big game on the road. You don't have to go back on the road to your next big game against Republic. Big win here. That's all I got up here in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. We'll see you next Friday night back at the Palace against Carl Junction. I'm Ryan Swanson.
I'm Aiden Hopkins.
And thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to send it down to Taylor Dortilia for one last sideline report. Have a good night, everyone.
Burns, are we good? Kevon, what are you doing?
I'm here with Malachi Ryder. He's the player of the game. Malachi, you had 2 touchdowns, an incredible game. What did you do to prepare?
Just same as always, just be mentally focused and get ready to run the rock.
How did it feel moving here this year?
I like it. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time. It feels good to be an Eagle.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Now your HVAC is good to go.
Yeah, mine is not good to go. Can you fix this?
Air Services provides the highest quality work, guaranteed.
Yeah, I really thought I nailed it. Am I gonna end up paying extra for this?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
So you got any tips for an aspiring home repair pro?
You called Air Services. That was the right move for sure.
AC Diagnostic for only $73. Visit airservicesheatac.com.
I've got 3 meetings, 4 time zones. First one starts. 60 seconds. Can you fix my power situation?
At Air Services, we are fully trained and qualified, guaranteed.
Well, your quote's good, but what am I really gonna pay?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
And you stand behind your work?
You're getting the highest quality work, and that's a guarantee.
Any tips?
Yeah. Just picture them in their underwear.
Save $50 on electrical services at airservicesheatac.com.
Sorry, I'm busy with a half-baked idea. Do you think you can fix the drain?
Yes, Air Services does the highest quality work guaranteed.
I got your quote. Any surprises in the mix?
What we quote is what you pay, guaranteed.
Are you a good egg?
Sure, I'm highly trained and fully qualified.
Would you like a snack while you work?
I think I'm good.
Get $75 off plumbing at Air Services.